Welcome to Out of Left Court. Let's introduce our starting three. Coming in at 5 foot, short, straight from the Bama, did some time in the slammer, it's Mr. Moneybags himself, Richie Rich. Up next, the man with the approachable face, coming in with a 96% shoot your shot percentage, the king of the double-double, Matty Nice. And last, but most certainly not least, the tall, blonde, and handsome one who does not have the creativity to come up with a cool nickname. It is Connor.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm feeling it today, guys. Welcome back, you shit-talking motherfuckers. We're out of left court.
Bitches.
I'm here with Matt and Rich, the diabolical duo.
Yeah, the king of the
These
duo.
guys eat so much food, it's ridiculous.
Damn straight, baby.
I've seen Chick-fil-A in the workplace.
I'm cutting back.
No.
I used to work at Chick-fil-A.
That makes
Of course
sense.
you did.
I don't know what that means.
That was... Will you cut that out?
I feel like that was derogatory.
No, it's the Lord's chicken.
It is the Lord's
And I'm a
chicken.
good Christian.
Yeah,
Debatable. Very debatable.
All right, gentlemen.
Very debatable.
we have a few things to talk about today.
Yeah.
We have to talk about... let's do drinks first, and then
Let's do drinks and
what
what
we've
we're
been listening to.
All right.
And then
who's
we'll get
starting?
into
So right now,
stuff.
drinking Baileys and cream soda. I'd say the flavor of the Baileys, but it tastes like regular fucking Baileys. So that's all the shout out they get. It's pretty sweet. It's like a milkshake, but you get a buzz. It's kind of neat. Neato
Try
burrito.
some of that.
And I have been listening to, as of this past Friday, Joyner Lucas put out a new song with Lil Durk. Have you guys listened to this song?
I have not.
Nah.
Okay.
I added it, but I haven't listened.
So let me say this. The song is actually pretty good.
Oh.
Lil Durk,
Trash. Hot trash.
actually not that good. And there is one of the cheesiest lines I've ever heard in rap music. You know how sometimes these trash like rappers will just throw like some weird lines in songs that are actually good?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy had something about...
This is not one of those.
Yeah. No, this is one of those. This is one of those trash lines in an otherwise decent song.
Oh, okay.
Lil Durk said, "She's sucking my dick until I piss."
Yeah, that's classic.
So if you're listening,
My high
Lil
school
Durk.
sex ed class taught me that's not how that works.
that is not how that works.
That is
Little
not
Durk,
how
if you're
that
listening,
Take a sex ed class.
hey, just go to school.
Go to
Start
school.
Start over.
Start over.
Billy Madison style.
Yeah.
You
It
could
work for Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it worked for Adam Sandler. Amongst
I
probably a
don't know.
bunch of other idiots. You know?
Yeah.
And you're in a category of idiot that's truly special.
Like I've already made it to the 4th grade. I went back to
Shout
school
out
the other
Kiera.
day. Shout out Kiera.
Most definitely shout out Kira.
What are you drinking, Rich?
Man, again, keeping it super simple. Always with the beer for me, so just Modelo for me tonight. I've been listening to Tupac, Me Against the World album this week. For whatever reason, just old school for me, man. So never go wrong with Pac. What you on, Matt? Some bullshit, I know, but what you on?
Man. Why you guys got...
I just enjoy
Why can't I enjoy shit?
We talked about this, Matt. We're just trying to keep you straight, boy.
Thank you. So I'm drinking some Black Rifle coffee. Not sponsored, unfortunately, but I am drinking their canned espresso mocha.
Pretty
which is-
decent, honestly.
It's pretty delicious, actually.
For those that haven't tried it.
Yeah, as canned coffees go, like it's not bad.
Yeah, did you? So these are the thinner cans. If you
Yes.
guys are out there seeing it, did
Yeah,
you see the larger cans?
No, all they had were the thinner cans.
Okay, the larger cans I actually think are a little bit better.
You think?
Personally, yeah.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
as someone who's had both once, so that opinion could change.
Fair enough.
Based off exposure,
Yeah, it's about the size of a Red Bull can.
yeah. Whereas this other one is
Take sponsor from any of those coffee cans.
like a Monster can.
Yeah.
By the way, Monster looking for a sponsor.
Need
Yes,
merch.
please.
Merch link in
Yeah.
bio.
Merch Link.
I heard Connor.
No, it's
Need
not.
merch.
Merch Link is not in bio.
Speaking of needing a sponsor, someone I'm going to keep pushing for until they hear and sponsor us.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death,
man.
Shout out Liquid Death.
Shout out.
Liquid
We're not going to plug you this time.
Liquid just did.
Hit us up.
We shouting them out.
Well, we gave him a whole.
Semi-plug.
We gave him
a whole ad read last time.
Semi-plug.
Yeah.
So not sponsored, but we wish we were.
Yeah, because the water's good, and we think we
deserve it.
We deserve it. We think that we hold similar values.
Yeah.
We would like to have our, thirst Demolished.
Yeah, I will at you on Twitter.
Yeah.
At
swear
least
to God.
twice.
I've already sold my soul to him.
Yeah.
So says my contract.
Facts.
Anyway, so I've been listening to.
Oh, yeah. Matt listens to things, too.
By the way.
I've been listening to a rapper. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Never have.
Chance?
No.
Shout out Chance the Rapper.
Shout out Chance the Rapper, but no.
Like Chance.
His name is Tokyo's Revenge.
Tokyo Drift?
Tokyo's Revenge.
Right.
I know there's an anime called Tokyo Revengers.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Maybe it's a reference to that. I don't know.
Could be.
And the song I've been listening to specifically is called Good Morning Tokyo. You probably have heard it.
That definitely sounds like it's on a Fast and Furious album.
I'm positive that is definitely sponsored by Too Fast, Too Furious. Number 12.
I mean,
This is on
maybe.
Vin Diesel's, like, Norda track, I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
Shout out Nordic.
I don't want to shout out Vin Diesel. I said his name and I regret it.
It doesn't taste good coming out.
Doesn't taste good going in.
Oh.
Anyway, what are they about?
What's the what?
Tokyo Revenge.
Tokyo's Revenge.
Tokyo's Revenge.
The way I just
Are they similar to anyone that's more popular? Or completely unique and you just have to give them a listen?
they're. I don't know how to describe them other than they embody Black Air Force One energy.
Buck, okay. That's
Aggressive,
absolutely crazy.
and
And I'm here for it.
yeah, on that just menace to society shit.
I'm all about menace to society.
Yeah,
That's good shit.
That's why I can't get right.
yeah, can I? Anyway, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the 6. Kiera, this is where you would go.
Eventually, we'll get that.
Yeah, we will.
Funny story before we start.
Yeah, tell it.
I was
Yeah,
Connor and I were
What were you
talking to
saying?
Kiera. Connor and I were actually talking to Kiera at work, and I had said you should come to the show and do the boops.
Oh.
Both Connor and
No, he said you should come bring the
bring
boops onto the show.
bring your boops onto the show.
But it did not sound like he said boops.
Yeah, both
The
Connor-
enunciation wasn't there.
Yeah,
He said boobs.
I
He
did not-
invited her boobs onto the
I
show.
did not. For the record, did not.
He did. He sexually harassed her.
That is
Kiera.
sexual harassment. And I do not condone that.
And you definitely did it.
I worked
You
at
did
Chick-fil-A. I am a good Christian.
The chicken was.
The chicken
And I
is
made the
definitely
chicken.
from the Lord.
I made the chicken. Anyway,
For those of you that don't know, are new to the show, or unfamiliar, the 6 is where we highlight some of our favorite 6 things throughout the week. And we have a 2-minute buzzer, or are we doing a 3-minute buzzer?
what are you feeling?
We discussed. We're labbing this out real time, motherfuckers.
3 minutes a day. Why not?
We're gonna
We
do
usually
Let's
go-
get 3 minutes in
We're
there.
gonna do a 3-minute buzzer.
We usually
Do 3
2.
minutes. I got 3 minutes on the clock. Once it is time to move on, you will hear this.
Bam. Then
Time
we
to
get
go,
final thoughts
bitches.
and go to the next
Final
topic.
thoughts and we move on. So, with 3 minutes on the clock, let's go ahead and get into our first news story.
Of the 6.
A gentleman with the last name of White.
That's
That-
crazy.
That is racist as fuck.
I
So
strictly said last name.
Yeah, we're gonna probably
So-
have to fire this guy.
why this is in the 6 is because I wanted to briefly discuss what the future of the Buffalo Bills means with Tre'Davious White tearing his ACL Thanksgiving versus the Saints. So for those of you that don't know, Tre'Davious White is CB1 for Bills defense that has been
Lockdown.
really good all year. Tre'Davious White specifically has allowed a 61.4 passer rating while targeted this year, which is the 4th lowest among all cornerbacks that have 25 or more targets.
Damn.
Which means the boy's good.
Yeah, he's solid as
Well,
fuck over there.
just a little bit.
He's just a little good.
and they've been struggling as it is.
So that's their probably biggest defensive player, skill wise, on their defense that they lost for the rest of the season in a year that they were really hoping to take over the AFC East.
So what do we think that means for Buffalo moving forward? Like I said, I think they was already struggling. As a matter of fact, just to tie it in, they lost tonight, right?
They did.
They lost 14-10 tonight.
Yeah.
They lost to New
So-
England for control of the division.
I don't even know what that makes their record, but I would imagine right around 7-5,
4 or 5
8-5,
losses,
somewhere in there. And probably at the beginning of the season, they had to be one of the ones we would talk about the most as a Super Bowl contender.
They were.
So I
One of the
definitely don't
favorites.
feel like they was a Super Bowl contender before this happened. Now you take away the best defensive player.
Yeah.
Buffalo's in trouble, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. With Josh Allen hasn't been the greatest quarterback, so their offense is lacking, and now all of a sudden their defense is lacking.
Well, we don't want to pin all the blame on Josh Allen.
No,
the
but-
guy's ceiling is very high, and the team, for whatever reason, cannot remember that running the football is a very important part of the game.
Sure.
That is how you control the clock.
Sure, but the point I'm trying to make here is like they're
Falling into that Philadelphia Eagles kind of offense these days.
Yeah. But like the point I'm trying to make here is their offense isn't great, and now their defense isn't going to be nearly as good as it was.
Right.
So I honestly think the Bills are kind of in trouble right now.
The Bills, and don't get us wrong, they are still in the upper echelon of teams in the NFL.
For sure.
They're definitely a playoff team. We're looking at a wild card now for them.
Who would have thought that, though,
I know.
at the beginning of the season?
I
We're
mean,
thinking
we thought they were locked in.
Buffalo's really vying for that first round bye,
Right.
in my opinion, for the 1 seed.
Yeah,
and now
absolutely.
they're hanging on to a wild card spot.
Yeah, before the season and even early season, we were thinking it was them or Tennessee, really. But, yeah, no, this is absolutely crazy, and what a blow it is for the Buffalo Bills.
It is, man, for sure. So I don't know what they do moving forward. I don't know how you replace somebody like him. In my opinion, I feel like it's the offense's job to kind of step up. They need to go back to the offense that we're used to. That way they take the onus off the defense and score them 30 points like we're used to you guys doing.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so my final thoughts are much in line with what Rich is saying. They have to adjust on offense to account for this. This is not one of those injuries that you just next man up and he's going to go out there and perform. That's so 1 in a million for that to happen.
No.
Tre'Davious White is one of statistically top 5 corner in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You've lost that guy. You have to do everything you can to help your defense at the bare minimum not live on the field.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing is getting off the field.
Yep.
What's next, Matt? What we got?
So the next thing is Golden State and the Suns.
This is huge.
Man.
So the NBA is looking like a 2-team league.
Right now,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, they're both in the Western Conference. That's what sucks. But I agree with you right now from what I've been seeing. So I guess let's actually get to what's big about this while we put it in the 6.
Right.
So if you don't know, Phoenix was on a 18-game winning streak,
Including a game against Golden State.
including a game against Golden State, just probably not even quite a week ago, right?
Yeah, it
Maybe
was-
4 or 5 days
yeah,
ago.
very
They beat
recent.
them.
It's pretty recent.
So 18 straight, had not lost a game in the entire month of November. But this last game that they played, Golden State beat them to end the 18-game winning streak, which is huge. But I think we talked about it before. Like Phoenix went on that huge-ass winning streak, didn't lose a game for an entire month, and still couldn't catch Golden State in the standings.
That is crazy. That first off, that's a shout out to the dominance that Golden State just absolutely maintains on the league. But also, I think it's time, and maybe as far as like I'm concerned, it's a little late, a little behind the times. We need to acknowledge that Phoenix is actually built to sustain this level of success too. This is not the kind of team that had a magical run
Yeah,
and it's
they're not
over
a
and they're
fluke.
going away. They're
They're
not
not a
going
fluke.
away.
They're not
And
going
when
away.
I say that, they're not going away this year. They're not going away next year. I bet you
They ain't going nowhere till CP3 leaves.
that's exactly what it's
Yeah,
going to be.
yep.
That-
The Suns are legit.
That easy.
The Suns are going to be contenders for the next few years, for
They're
sure.
legit, man. And I seen a cool stat the other day that said, so obviously nobody had went on an 18-game winning streak, but the person that lost the finals the year prior that had went on at least a 10-game winning streak, there was 7 different teams that had done that. All 7 of those teams have made it back to the finals.
Isn't
next
that
year.
wild?
So for whatever that's worth, let's just say Phoenix is on track to get back to the finals. And unfortunately, we might get the best games that we see
Before
in the
the
Western
finals.
Conference Finals.
Right.
it might be Golden State and Phoenix, and then who cares who comes out the East?
Yeah, Milwaukee or
Brooklyn,
yeah.
maybe.
Sure.
So I kind of want to throw some random shit in here right now, kind of curveball the 6, because we totally forgot this when we were planning. It's NBA related, so this has to be the best place. What about what the Grizzlies did, man?
Oh, that's what I wanted to.
Oh my God! Hey, sorry to take your shine, Philly. Or I'm sorry, Phoenix. But fuck you, Philly.
Okay.
That was it. How the fuck you get beat by 73 points? And you're a fucking professional team.
Professional team. You lose by the largest margin in
the Thunder got beat by
sport history.
73 points.
God, I don't even know.
Against the Memphis Grizzlies.
I'm going to hit the buzzer. Technically, that's 3 minutes, but I feel like we're on a different topic now. So let's talk about this for a second.
Whoa, wait a minute. The only thing the Thunder can beat is the Lakers.
What is the deal with
that?
that?
Saying much right now.
True. Left hook to Matty Nice.
The Lakers are the 8th seed, are they not right now?
I don't even know what place they're in.
Lakers the 8th seed today.
But listen, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not a playoff team. Maybe they're in the A spot, but right now today, the Lakers are not a playoff basketball team.
That's because Memphis
I know that shit hurts.
80 on them.
I know that shit hurts.
Because they daddies got spanked by 70, what was it, 2? 7?
73 points.
73.
Ridiculous.
How does that even happen? You're a professional.
You score enough
I think
and just for the record,
Yeah.
clear the Lakers are in the 6th spot right now.
See, I thought it was up there.
So, but they're only 500, sitting at 12-12.
So wait a minute.
So them and the Clippers both actually tied.
So what do you think happened? Did Memphis go out there to play basketball and OKC went out there to play badminton? Like, what the fuck happened?
So I'll say, for one, Oklahoma City has the worst roster in the league. They are absolutely in the most rebuild mode of anybody in the league.
But
still, you should never get beat by 73 points and you're a fucking professional team.
Professional athletes. Yeah.
By anybody.
This is a cream of the crop.
Give a fuck.
I mean, it could have fooled me, but, you know.
I told you, what I said is blackball. Instantly, you should have been like, oh, guess what? There's no more Oklahoma City Thunder.
That's right.
They're done.
They're retired.
Their franchise is over.
It's now the Kansas City Lightning.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll work on the name.
We'll work on the name.
I guess you can't have shit in Oklahoma.
But
there it is.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Well, yeah, it's been a terrible week for Oklahoma.
We'll lab it out. Should we move on to number 3, or do we want to keep talking about
No, man. That's my final thoughts, man.
Yeah, my final thoughts is that shit is unexplainable.
Yeah, so
I'm embarrassing.
I think Coach K could have taken him with any roster.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that
Could have been
coach
5-year-olds.
fired immediately. Kicked off the tarmac.
Let's go to number 3.
What do we have for number 3?
So, one of the last episodes we talked about Peng Shui.
We do have an update to Peng
We do
Shui.
have an update to Peng Shui.
A couple of updates, actually.
Kind of an update to the Olympics as a whole. So, I guess 3 minutes on the clock. Let's get started.
So, we talked about it before. If you guys don't remember, Peng Shui.
A little update.
Are you reading the ESPN article? So ESPN published the article I saw.
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay, so I've got it right here. So basically what has happened, the United States plans to have a diplomatic boycott over the Beijing Winter Olympics.
Not coming, you bitches.
The U.S. will stage a diplomatic boycott in Beijing to protest Chinese human rights abuse. The White House confirmed Monday a move that China has vowed to greet with firm countermeasures. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, that dumb redheaded girl,
that guy,
says athletes will continue to compete and will have our full support, but added we will not be contributing to the fanfare or the games.
Right. So we're going, but we're not going.
So the athletes...
What exactly are we accomplishing here?
So what's happened is we've just become the worst house guests.
There it is.
Yeah.
But it's fine because the hosts suck ass.
I'm going to tell you your dinner sucks, but
the important part is we
Right.
still don't know what the fuck is going on with
Peng Shui.
With Peng
we have
Shui.
no answers.
She is not fucking okay. That's the first thing.
Oh,
she is not okay.
Very clearly. This is a government
Other
cover-up.
than that, I think the WTA also announced that they was going to halt playing in China any women's tournaments right now in China until they got some kind of proof of life for Peng Shui. when that happens, we have no idea because I've been saying it since we started the show. She did.
Yeah, it's a real unfortunate situation. And
I mean,
I'm not sure where you go from here, but all I'm going to say is if this is the catalyst to World War III,
the Olympics,
that would be kind of crazy.
I mean, wouldn't
It's not out of the realm of imagination for that to be the reason.
Menage a trois.
First. World War II had something to do with the Olympics, but something I want to bring up is
Bring it up.
is the idea of this whole geopolitical structure, right? The United States is a huge powerhouse within
The crack cocaine
global
business.
politics, right? The United States is boycotting this. What does this mean for other countries that are going to be participating in the Olympics? What does this say for European countries? What does this to say for Russia even?
I think
are they
at
gonna
some
follow
point,
in our footsteps
that's what I mean.
too?
I think at some
How
point,
screwed is China right now?
they will definitely
Politically.
test people's
Well,
loyalty.
both politically and for the sake of the Olympics, because the Olympics is a huge moneymaker.
Absolutely massive.
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 So how screwed is China right now?
Well, assuming that these other countries have a similar moral compass, pretty screwed.
On top of that,
Usually, European countries would be the first to do this.
I know. And where's Canada?
you can
Yeah,
even
where's Canada?
piggyback and think about if we're just talking about China and how fucked they are. Like, you guys don't even realize they're getting ready to have all kinds of companies and shit delist
Yeah.
in the United
Yeah.
States stock market too.
Yep. That's huge too.
Like that's a huge thing going on right now. So that's a completely different
Alibaba
topic.
was
but
one of the leading names I saw for
yeah,
that.
Baba's on there. Didi's the first one that's actually filed to delist. But
Damn.
anyway, what's next, man?
Anyway.
What's next? Where we at?
All
Number
right,
12
Alrighty. So number 4,
or 4?
Jack,
The Ripper.
the Mark Zuckerberg of Twitter, has stepped down as CEO of Twitter.
He did step down as CEO of Twitter, but
Maintained his position of Square,
his
right?
position in Square. But
So what does
I
this mean?
I thought he also maintained his position on the board at Twitter, though. So he
I can
just
fact check that.
gave up the CEO position. To be honest with you, I don't know what it means. I
so,
really don't.
so the question being, is this just a natural move for him to make at this point in his life?
I think it maybe, but one thing I can say in the 8 years that he's been over Twitter, if we're just talking about like what they've done relative to the stock price, when he took over Twitter 8 years ago, or they started or whatever, because I think he was the founder.
Right.
He was the co-founder.
So, their stock price is almost right in line where they started. They IPO'd at like $42. Their stock price right now is about $45. So, as far as what he's done for the actual company as the CEO, it makes sense that he would step down because he hasn't really grown Twitter like he has Square.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Square is becoming, I could arguably say, Square is becoming the JPM of digital banking.
Sure.
They are going to be the biggest player in that space.
You go any small business anymore, it's all Square.
It's Square.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
For sure.
So I fact checked it. This is coming directly from Jack's Twitter itself. He did step down as CEO. He will be on the board until May, and he already has a replacement named Perang.
Yes, that's the new CEO.
That's a new guy.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know much about that guy.
Neither do I.
know as far as the market is concerned, the market actually responded pretty well to Twitter.
Well, Dorsey's
was
been
up-
pretty controversial the last year or two.
It was up
Yes.
2 or 3% the day he announced it. It went up another probably 1.5%, 2% when they announced his replacement. Like I said, I don't know much about him, but I know enough about Dorsey to know that this makes sense because his focus has really been on Square. Twitter has almost been one of those, I don't want to say an afterthought, but he's almost treated it that way when it's come to what he's done in his business moves. All of his business ventures have been
Square is really his
Square.
magnum opus.
Yeah, it
it's
really
his thing because he was the co-founder of Twitter. He wasn't the founder.
Right.
He was the co-founder and became the CEO. It wasn't his original creation. Square, however,
Square
was
is his baby.
That's his baby. Exactly.
Yep, that's his baby. So another thing, just piggybacking off of that, if you guys haven't looked into Square, man, now is a phenomenal time. If you believe in the company, like I said, we're not telling you what to get into, what not to. But if you believe in the company of Square, now is the time to go look and accumulate some shares.
Final thoughts?
Well, I don't have much in the way just because I don't know a lot about, that world and what's going on with Dorsey specifically, other than I know he has a mean old white man beard.
That he does.
But no, maybe this is just one of those things. It's natural, he's in the natural spot. I wish him the best. Hopefully, since we are kind of trying to get ourselves established on Twitter, hopefully Twitter doesn't fucking go the way of MySpace anytime soon.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it too, but
so.
You're the wrong person in the wrong place. You never know.
Hey, Warren Buffett has a great quote that says, always invest in companies that you are okay with idiots running them, because at some point there will be one.
Yep.
My final thoughts are, I thought Jack stepped down already, beforehand.
It's been discussed, I think, for about a month or so, maybe.
That's what I mean. I think it's kind of been written on the wall that it was going to happen.
I thought he did last year.
Well, then you were way ahead.
Yeah. Then you have a fucking crystal ball.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
Maybe you do.
I have an orb I ponder.
Is that what happens when you look down to shave?
Yeah.
You just see the future of Jack Dorsey?
Yes.
In your nuts?
In my nutsack.
Fantastic.
That is great.
I shaved the pubes and it looks like his beard.
It just falls perfectly on the
just
floor
falls
in the shape of his beard. How long did it take you to discover that was the shape of his beard?
Impressive.
Well, now that I just saw his beard today, so it all makes sense now.
It all makes sense. It's all coming together.
It's an epiphany on air.
That's fucking
Ladies and
awesome.
gentlemen, I had an epiphany on air.
That's right. We're sponsored by Tiffany's.
Yep.
Sponsored by Tiffany's. Shout out
we
Kira.
Let's get to Tiffany.
Number 5?
Number 5. Jake Paul.
Yeah, man, this is weird, right?
This is not really much I know about.
So for those that don't know, December 11, I think, Jake Paul had a fight, a boxing match.
Supposed to.
People know Jake Paul is the guy who scams MMA fighters into them making a lot of money together.
I know Jake Paul is a bitch.
Facts.
Amongst other things. That being said, Jake Paul did have a fight. Excuse me, I almost fucking vomited. I've said his name too many times.
Yeah, you can't say that more than 3 times.
So Dick Tickler went and had a fight. Dick Tickler against Tyson Fury's younger brother, Tommy Fury. A young, undefeated boxer.
Hey, can I ask a question? Because maybe I'm calling him a bitch just to be funny. Did he have some kind of real injury? Is that why he pulled out of the fight?
Tyson Fury? Or Tommy Fury?
We don't really
know
yet.
the confirmation came from Jake Paul's camp, so it's kind of hard to confirm any details. They did say it was medically related.
Of course, he's going to act like he was a whole bitch.
Right. And then Jake Paul went and jumped on one of our favorite shows, honestly. Shout out to these guys. The Pat McAfee show.
McAfee, a beast.
He did a little...
For the brand, bitches.
For the brand. He did himself a little interview with Pat where basically he said that Woodley... So, let me not get ahead of myself. So, with Tommy Fury out, Tyron Woodley stepping in for a rematch. Same date of the fight and everything.
Man. Is it... Can we get a real fight this time? Can we just get a real fight? Because we talked about it before.
I just want the no knockout clause gone.
Yes. Because I feel like Woodley had his ass done.
Yep.
If that clause is not in there, his ass was done.
Pieced up.
And so Paul was quoted as saying on the McAfee show that Woodley is way tougher than Tommy Fury. Woodley is a real killer and is definitely a harder fight. That said, Paul's still never fought a boxer.
This is, yeah.
In boxing, which is a sport and not so much a fight.
I'm a boxer, but I don't fight boxers.
Yeah. So, regardless, I don't know what this means to you. The most exciting fight to me on this card now, if you are looking at the card, has become the Frank Gore versus Darren Williams fight. So that's going to be the only one I look up highlights for, and then I'll try to see the 4 seconds where Woodley knocks out Paul, or a decision is made that Woodley is a 2-time bitch.
Oh, if that motherfucker loses for the second
if Woodley loses again, He is a whole bitch.
Come on, man.
Certified.
Hey, so let me throw this in there real quick, just if we're talking about fighting.
Yeah.
So, Teofimo Lopez, y'all know who Teofimo Lopez is?
I'm not familiar.
So, that's who beat fucking Shevchenko for the belt. Anyway, so he fought this weekend, got his ass beat. It was a complete upset. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, who took the belt from Vitaly Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened, and then Gervonta Davis also fought last night. Gervonta Davis fought last night. I don't know a lot about the fight, but I seen that he got injured. So I think he injured his right hand, but he was still able to outpoint the guy he fought to maintain his belt.
Good shit.
So
Good shit.
I just wanted to throw those two in there because those were two title fights. Like I said, and the Teofimo Lopez was a huge upset because nobody expected him to get beat. Like I said, because he just beat Lomo, and that was huge.
All right. Good little afterthought there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to
You just called this man who's a champ an afterthought.
Boy,
I mean, it wasn't.
Good little afterthought there, champ.
It really wasn't part of the main thing.
you know the thing with the thing.
You know the thing.
The thing.
He's an afterthought for our thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's what I'm saying.
He's an afterthought.
He's an afterthought.
Fucking secondary ass champ.
Why did you open the root beer so slowly, by the way?
Because he was gonna fucking come at me, boy.
Boy.
No.
You gotta slow the calm down.
Slow the cum.
Look, I've been
Never
came
wanted
on
to
one
be.
too many times in the last few days.
You don't want it to be fast.
Stress balls be busting, boy.
Stress ball, boy. That shit fuck you up.
Hey, so are we on 6 now?
Yes.
I think so.
So, let's talk about the MLB. So, I'm super passionate about.
Should we talk about the MLB or
We
should we
should
say
talk about-
fuck the MLB?
You know, I'm not. I don't
Well,
think
the
I'm-
players are.
The players.
players are, in
I kind of
fact.
feel the same way. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm out on the MLB.
Listen, Matt.
Yes.
Enlighten people why it's in the 6th, though. What's really going on with the MLB right now?
They be striking.
They be striking.
They be striking. So,
You heard him right. They're not streaking. They're
not
striking.
They be striking, and they're not striking out. That's the problem. So,
They do strike
because
out
they
a
be striking
lot.
and no more striking out, we have to talk about it. 3 minutes on the clock. Let's talk about Rob Manfred.
Yeah,
The
speaking
commissioner
of,
of baseball.
Matty Nice ain't struck out in a hot minute.
My man batting 1,000.
King of the
Double.
double-double.
You know it.
Anyway, so the commissioner of baseball met with the
Worst commissioner in all of fucking
Oh
sports.
yeah, man.
Go ahead and put that shit right
just
out
throw
there.
that out there. The man met with the union.
Someone's got to make Adele look good.
Yeah,
Ooh.
man met with the
no.
union. To talk about
no.
obviously payments and unionizing and whatnot, and basically it didn't go very well. And the players,
The meeting lasted a
7
whole
minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah,
How the
7
fuck
minutes.
are you in a lockout and you have a whole 7-minute meeting with the players' union?
yeah, exactly. And needless to say, the
Yeah, so
players,
I'm sure they got all their points across.
Yeah.
yeah, they did, but doesn't mean the players really like it. So because of that, they're on strike, which is kind of interesting because who
So,
knows what the next season is going to look like. because
My
of this.
real only thought is,
Congrats to those guys that signed guaranteed
are
money
you...
contracts.
No
hell yeah,
kidding.
that's huge for one. But do you guys really worry about we're actually not going to have a Major League Baseball season?
Not really.
Is that ever really a concern?
It's happened a couple times, but for the most part, they usually get that shit figured out.
It might break
So,
out in
like I said, I
hives.
really don't... you have another stroke?
I'm breaking out in hives.
Wow.
I don't know how.
Yeah, you do that though.
So I don't
don't
really worry
typically.
about there being a Major League Baseball season. But I will say, like me and Matt talked about, is Manfred
A
is
whole bitch.
absolutely killing the fucking game of baseball. If there was one sport that needed to not be in a fucking strike right now,
It's
it's
baseball.
baseball.
A
Like,
game
are you
that has-
kidding me? Nobody's wanting to watch that shit anyway.
Listen, as the guy who knows the least about baseball and agrees wholeheartedly with what you just said, why don't I just propose a change to the way of the world? I want to see, what's this fucker's name?
Rob
Robert
Manfred.
Manfred.
Robert De Niro
AKA Manfred.
fight Logan Paul for the rights to Major League
To
Baseball.
Major League Baseball.
I guarantee you Logan
That
Paul
shit
would
would-
make that shit lit as fuck, boy.
That shit would
I would
wake
like-
baseball up.
I might
immediately.
like Logan Paul.
That shit would wake baseball up immediately. If nothing else, that'd bring fucking excitement.
That would bring people to watch the sport.
That's what I mean. We have no idea what he'd do.
It would bring
No idea.
a much younger audience. He could change the sport in ways that people have been saying it needs to be changed for years. And at the end of the day, it's every day, bro.
That's Jake Paul.
That's
Fuck. I don't know which one's which, man.
I don't know any of
I
those.
do hope if we do that, we can finally get the baseball from Futurama.
True. Is that this is the Maverick kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
So, January 2022,
Done. Maverick.
Rob De Niro versus Logan
Manfred!
Paul.
Damn it, we like De Niro.
Yes, we love De Niro.
We love De Niro.
Hate Manfred.
We do not like Manfred.
All right, Manfred.
That geriatric bitch.
Yeah, so
right.
if you croak and Logan Paul can take over, that'd be neat.
That'd be dope.
Maybe we could get De Niro to play Manfred in a movie
Where he
about
dies?
how much he fucked up baseball.
See, I like De Niro, though.
Yeah, and Will Smith
He's
can
a-
be the concussion guy.
Will Smith
Again.
could be the player.
He is getting back in shape since all that stuff with Jada's going fucking sideways.
Yeah. Since Jada out here fucking August Alsina.
And she ain't even all of that. Does she know that?
Nah, she's a pretty
she
bad
thinks she
bitch,
is.
though.
She thinks she is.
Well, she's been a
thinks
bad
she
bitch for a
is.
solid little minute, though.
Yeah, for a second.
I mean, she's been holding it down for like 20 years.
I mean, I blinked and lost it, but I mean, it's fine.
She's
I'm
in the
just
Matrix. That's pretty cool.
I'm just saying.
Always cool, I guess.
She's been holding it down for a good, solid
Boom.
decades.
That wraps up the six.
That's a
huh?
6.
The 6 bitches?
We're doing fingers.
Nobody can see that we all just did that
He'd be fingering.
simultaneously.
3 fingers. baby.
Nobody
Anyway,
saw that.
Shout out, Ethan.
3 fingers.
Shout out Ethan. Shout out Milo.
Shout out Milo. We've been trying to shout out Milo.
Shout out
Milo.
fucking Milo. Milo.
Milo, we don't know you personally.
We don't know you,
But you
we're
the
going to
shit.
shout you out.
You know
Keep
what?
listening. We appreciate you, man.
Milo,
appreciate
if you
you,
need
homie.
sponsored for no money whatsoever, we'll be your sponsor.
We got you.
Absolutely.
Hey,
I'll be your
Milo, I
Huckleberry.
got you a brand new mop right now.
That's fucked.
I'm telling boy, tell me my man don't want a new mop.
I don't know what he wants.
He's a janitor.
The school district probably buys new shit every year.
Yeah, you right. That's fucked up. Milo.
Yeah, but how high quality is it? This is an out of left court.
This
mop.
is an out of left court mop.
So what do? We slapping a sticker on this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Exactly, boy.
It's a Bissell.
On that.
Bissell Jet Sweet Clean,
boy.
baby.
Getting the Swift of Wet Jet out of left court edition.
Shout out Milo.
Shout out
out
Milo,
Milo.
boy. Out of left court.
What are we
edition
moving
mop.
on to today?
Let's talk about some foosball.
Foosball?
So is this the part where we talk about how there's trophies that get handed out to plastic men
Foosball
that have been
champions?
posted with no arms?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do talk
That
about
sounds
that.
like the NFL.
That sounds like...
Yeah, they took their whole ability to have a fun game away, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
You're out here getting injured and just being depressed. That's our NFL.
That's what we do.
But we're not here to talk about the NFL necessarily right now, are we?
No, I don't think they're the highlight.
There is
of this
one game this week that stands out above all other games, I believe.
I agree with that.
and
the
it's not even
football
NFL.
I agree with that.
Let's talk about Georgia Bama.
We gotta talk about the SEC National Championship game.
Boom. Part 1.
Part 1.
Let me throw that out there.
Yeah,
Part 1.
Rich has been saying it.
Is there going to be a?
It's going to be the college football national championship game too.
Is
I
there going to
think
be an
so.
SEC championship?
So-
Electric Boogaloo.
I think so.
I have to start this out. Funnies aside, on the show, I need to eat crow because 1 week ago, I believe, we sat down, recorded the show. Rich more or less predicted that this would happen, to which I disagreed and said either this would happen in inverse or it would be a tight win for Alabama.
It was not.
Boy, howdy, did I get gaslit.
It happens.
Alabama came out and they reminded us that Nick Saban is the baddest bitch college football has ever seen.
Yes. Yes.
Has ever seen.
So a little bit of context for myself. I'm not the biggest college football fan.
Well, you just don't support the NCAA.
I don't support the NCAA as an
of
organization. The players are good. The sport is fine. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Connor about this earlier. I had more fun watching the highlights for this game than I had watching my Broncos this entire season.
Well, yeah, that's not saying a lot.
That's not saying a lot.
He said in the wins. He specifically said during the wins.
During the wins.
True. That makes
During the wins.
And he didn't even know who he was rooting for.
I wasn't rooting for anyone. I started rooting for Bryce Young.
Dude.
I like the fact that you even remembered the name.
Bryce
I
Young's-
respect that.
Bryce Young's
My
nice.
man's
And he remembered
came to play.
Hey, you remember
He
someone
won the
else's
Heisman
name?
Trophy.
You remember someone else's name earlier?
Did I?
Well, part of his name.
I remember the third.
Yep.
He was,
that's the part.
he was a receiver for Bama.
The third.
The third.
The third.
So shout out the third.
shout out.
I know you're not out there
he
listening.
had, some
the
long,
third.
he had some long ass hair.
So might be Mechie. Might be John Mechie.
It's probably John Mitchell.
John Mechie the third. Was he Bama receiver?
Yes, sir.
Then yes, it's that guy.
Yeah.
All I know is he
John
caught
Mechie.
some major catches.
Yeah, dude.
That was pretty fire.
College football, the way the rules are set up, man, it is a lot of fun to watch.
Had so much fun watching this game. Like
Here's
just
the
the
thing,
highlights.
though, is
I got excited.
we talked about all the shit that could happen or whatnot, but like I talked about last week, the one thing I will always hang my hat on is, and this is why I picked
The
Bama,
neutral field.
is it was a neutral field.
Yep.
Even though really you could kind of argue it wasn't because it was 70-30 Georgia. It was in Atlanta.
Oh, that's fair.
But it's a neutral field, and Bama never not shows up, man.
That's
they
right.
never
In the
not
biggest moments.
show up in the biggest games. And, like, I was even worried thinking about it. Like, man, that defense, Georgia's defense looks like, I mean, they were the biggest story all year.
All year, the
So
most
what were we
points they
talking
got,
about? 17, right? Against Tennessee.
And Bama hung 41
Put 24 up in the second quarter.
in the second quarter.
In the second quarter, they put 24.
Now, I believe Georgia did throw one pick six.
Yeah, I think so. I
One
think
pick
so.
six.
Yep.
So, but still.
But watching the game, man, like
double what's happened to him before.
it was a decent game. I'll say first half. By the time you got late into the third quarter, it was just another dominant
Georgia in
SEC
desperate.
title game for Bama.
I was gonna say when you get to that fourth quarter and you're watching Georgia all year has looked dominant, but you have to remember they've been in control basically every minute of every game that they've been a part of.
Yeah.
This game was the first time they were not in control, and when they looked desperate, they looked average.
They did. They did. And Bama's been doing it to them ever since Kirby Smart left. Because if you guys don't know, Kirby Smart was the defensive coordinator at Alabama.
Right.
Right? So he played at Georgia, so we knew eventually he was going to go back to Georgia and be the head coach.
Sure.
And his only hill he needs to get over right now is Bama. That's it.
Right.
He just can't beat Bama.
Was he?
And
He's 0-5.
yeah, 0-5. A
Something
couple.
like that.
He's lost a title game to him.
Right.
So now that's what 2 SEC title games against them and 2 regular season losses against them.
Yeah.
So he just. But I mean, really, if you think about it, there's not anybody that comes from Saban that beat Saban.
It's the same thing. The Belichick.
It's
thing.
the same thing, right? Like for whatever reason, like you learn a great deal from them guys.
It's written in blood.
But there's always that little bit that they didn't fucking tell you to make sure they can always beat you.
Yeah, if you ever wondered who founded the modern Illuminati, it's Nick Saban and Bill Belichick.
Yes, I
could agree with that. And then Jay-Z too. He was in there.
But yeah, Jay-Z ordained it, I think.
Jay-Z ordained it.
He ordained the
Some shit like that.
Damn.
Some shit like that. Hey, so all right, so we talked about Bama.
One more college football game that I was so excited about.
What you got?
Dude, Baylor
Ooh.
and Oklahoma State.
what a game.
So this game was
What a game.
before the SEC National Championship game.
It was the first championship game of the day.
I believe
Saturday,
so.
think.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was the first one we talked about.
This was a game that Baylor dominated through one half of football. Oklahoma State tried to come back. They were so close on that comeback.
Dude, it was crazy.
And number 5, Oklahoma State was upset in their championship game against Baylor. And then it got fun in college football because all of the sudden we got to think about all the hypothetical ways that a Baylor team could make the playoffs.
Playoff. And they truly, like, we came up with 2 or 3 solid ways they could have made it.
We
honestly.
did. And unfortunately,
If
outside...
Michigan would have lost, that would have opened it up.
Yeah.
If Michigan would have lost.
Michigan, Cincy.
That would, yeah, even if both of them would have lost, that really would have opened
Yeah.
Pandora's box up.
But unfortunately for Georgia, they were the only underperforming top 4 team this week. But hey, them and
But-
Oklahoma State can go and drink together.
I mean, to be fair though, let's be fair and say they have been the best team all year.
It's hard to stay consistent.
They have been the best team all year, and every other team besides Cincinnati can say, hey, we had an off week.
Right.
Georgia, unfortunately, their off week came in the SEC championship game,
which is why
they needed it the most.
Yeah.
Which means there's one path to redemption for them.
But good for them, and I think that happens. I think they beat the absolute shit out of Michigan, first and foremost.
Either that or Harbaugh has his greatest season as a coach.
Or, or Harbaugh is
'cause Michigan
about
did not
to do what we never thought he could do.
Yeah. It's either Georgia's going to meet all expectations or Michigan's going to
So I
defy
told you
all
guys
expectations.
this in the group chat. I take Bama plus 21 over Cincinnati. Easy.
Absolutely.
Easy.
I'm going to bet that shit. They're going to put some money in my pocket, which they may even open up more than that, which is crazy as fuck to think
do we not have lines yet?
Oh, maybe. Maybe we should look. I bet we do.
I'll look. You keep talking.
So, which is crazy to think in a college football playoff game to think that somebody could even open up a 2-touchdown favorite. But I would be willing to say Bama may open up a 17-point favorite over Cincinnati. I'd take them at 21 points. 13.5 right now. So I say that works towards 15, 16 by game time because we got a month till that game happens.
Yeah.
But I'll take them 3 touchdowns over Cincinnati.
Over 58.5 under.
I'll take
Over
Georgia to beat Michigan. I'll take Georgia by a good 10 to 12 points.
Georgia minus 7.5.
So to me, I think we come back and we rematch it again. Now this time I do think it's a better game, but I've been saying that all year, man. It's another Bama title. Again, I know it's sickening. I know it is. I get it.
I'm actually,
I understand.
After this game, I'm starting to hop on that. I don't know if I'm definitively there yet, but it's opened my eyes.
That was
because I was on the Georgia side.
That was the single most important game Bama's played. Now it's easy to say now,
For sure.
but when we look back on it all, assuming Alabama does get this national title this year, we will look back on that SEC championship game and we will say that was the biggest game of the year.
That was the pivotal
The bad
moment.
part is we could honestly look back and say, man, Bama
their
didn't
loss.
even get it together until
That game.
SEC title game against Georgia.
Yeah, that Bama
But
game.
somehow they was still 11-1 before they even got there.
Yep. So,
But they really got it together. That I'm telling right now, Bama is the most dangerous team amongst the 4 playoff teams,
absolutely.
but they are the favorite. But I'm telling you, just knowing the team, they're the most dangerous team out there right now because for one, so they lost Mechie, so we'll throw that out there. They lost John Mechie. He got hurt in the SEC title game, but they get 2 freshman receivers that didn't get to play all year that are coming back for this SEC title game. So yes, you lost one of your best guys, but you get 2 guys in replace that are fresh that haven't played all year.
Right. So the question is, what level of rust do those kids have? And in a Saban coach team, I'm going to guess very little.
Very little. Or he don't put them out there, right?
Right.
If they have any kind of rust, he won't put them out there.
Right. So what we're saying is, do we have, at this point it's not way too early, do we have a too early college football national championship score prediction?
Ooh.
You're not.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely take one. So, obviously, like I said, I'm going Bama, Georgia, rematch, national title game. This time, I'll take Bama to win 37-31.
So a lot tighter game.
National
Georgia
champion.
figures it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Bama has to do that late. I think Georgia kind of flips the script a little and kind of not so much dominates the game, but has control of the game,
Okay.
and then Bama wins it late.
So my too early national championship prediction is going to be a 68-53 win
Okay.
for Cincinnati over Michigan. I'm calling it now.
All right. Okay.
I called the World Series, and this is the next one. Write it up.
I'll just say I hope one of these teams scores 69 points. That's all.
Why did I say that?
Damn it! I say the sex number,
Yeah, it makes sense.
which is increasing due to inflation, but we'll get into that later.
Is it up to 420 yet?
It's up to 77.625.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
God damn it!
we can't be 69 and no more.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, I think we're moving away from college to NFL.
Yeah.
Before we get into specifics,
Yeah, for sure.
Can I shout out,
Please,
my boy Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves going 22 and 40 for 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. You bitch!
Yeah, Teddy.
That must be that boy Teddy Two Gloves.
Hey Teddy, I don't. Sometimes less is more, buddy. So this is just
Two
me as a
Gloves.
Patriots fan reminding you
That you're trash.
you can win by throwing the ball only 3 times a game.
He got 2. He got.
It is possible.
How did that technically speaking, he did throw for 2 touchdowns. One of them just happened to be for the Chiefs.
That's right.
There it is.
And Tom threw for fucking 6. I don't want to hear it.
So, Teddy Two Gloves, if you're listening, which I know you are,
We know you're
I
listening.
know you're listening.
suck my dick and throw the ball.
Okay, so
Thank you.
we do have a few things to discuss in the NFL this week. We've decided to kind of skid away from box scores and statistics and just kind of talk about
What we think.
what
What's
we
going on
think,
in the
man.
league.
You know, something unique, because obviously those of you that are listening right now, you guys know the shit. You know the box scores. You know the bullshit
The
that we can
logistics,
read off
at
of a
least.
fucking list.
We hope you do.
So I want to talk about.
The Steelers. I like it. So let me talk about the Steelers.
Okay, we'll leave it. Steelers. This was actually a very cool game down to the wire.
Damn.
But I
I
don't
skipped them last week, remember? We
did.
skip them all together.
We've skipped the Steelers a lot this
A
year.
lot.
That was my foot.
The Steelers have now
Playing
successfully
Won something?
beat the Ravens
Yeah.
this year.
Who was coming into the game the number 1 seed in the fucking AFC?
That said, the Ravens haven't looked right in probably about 3-4 weeks.
Still my Thunder is fine. But we're 6-5-1, bitches.
Absolutely. And
We're in the hunt.
Najee ended up finally getting a good game going together. You like to see that because that O-line
be
is
so-
so bad, dude.
That's what I was about to say. When they get an O-line, man, if you guys think Najee is good right now, wait 2 years until we actually put a line in front of that guy
That's no shit.
and see what the fuck he does.
And the other
He is
thing I want
going
to say,
be unbelievable.
shout out to the Steelers, because I want to say 2 more things regarding the Steelers, and 1 thing regarding the Ravens. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with Lamar? Okay, moving on.
Poopy pants. He
Yeah.
ain't been the same.
He
since
ain't
that
been the
shit.
same since his poopy pants.
That's the truth.
That said, I want to put a little respect Deontay Johnson.
Hey,
He's
my
bringing it
man.
together this year,
Dude,
man.
he's in fucking all-pro right now.
He's looking real
He
nice.
is an all-pro.
And considering that he had his struggles last year, really, really excited to
Most
see a
dropped in
nice
the league
young
last
player.
year, man.
And it's really good to see someone take over after Claypool went and put his whole goddamn foot in his mouth.
Boy.
So
Oh,
Tomlin went and learned
dumbass.
Claypool's place. And luckily that's how
And
it
we
works.
needed somebody to step up because, I mean, we know we'd lost Juju for
Right.
a whole year.
And
So we needed Deontay to step up. Now, one thing I can say is, as a Steelers fan, where the fuck is James Washington?
that's a good question.
What the
Disappeared.
fuck happened to that guy?
He's gone.
I don't know what
Gonzo
the
beans.
fuck. That motherfucker is trash.
Yeah, he's with that Chinese woman.
I don't know what the fuck.
He's with Pei Shui right now.
Yeah, him, Peng Shui, fucking.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
I feel like it's an inappropriate comment given the nature. We're keeping that in. Anyway,
They're fucking in heaven. It's fine.
They're in heaven.
It's heaven.
consensually.
My man is
We also talked about
balling.
TJ Watt, dude.
Boy, listen.
He's
This
loving
is
that we're
the
not
only
on the table
thing
right now.
I can say as a Steelers fan. For 2 years, last year he should have been Defensive Player of the Year. This year he has to be Defensive Player
He
of the Year.
separated himself.
3.5 sacks he came back with
3.5 sacks.
after being on COVID list.
And how many does he have on the year? 10 games.
14 and a half.
Is it 10 games?
Yeah.
The record's 22 in a season.
Yeah, so he took the lead. I know. No, actually, that would put him at 15 and a half.
Yeah.
If he had 3.5, because he's one in front. He should be one ahead of Myles Garrett,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
was off this week.
Easy. That's my mic.
Yeah, that would sound terrible.
That's gotta sound lovely.
Yeah, that would sound
I was worried.
terrible. So we are looking.
on my mic.
So in 10 games so far, TJ Watt, 35 solo tackles,
Boom.
12 split tackles for 47 total, 16 sacks even.
Oh, 16 sacks.
The record is
22 and a half.
22.
Right? I thought it was 22 and a
It's probably
half.
22 and a half.
Strahan?
He also has 4 forced fumbles this year.
Defensive player of the year right now. I don't even know who else we putting in the conversation with him.
You always have to keep Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald's
in the
always
conversation.
in there, I
You
guess.
have to, but T.J. Watt's separating right now, and to that conversation of awards and stuff that not everyone always cares about at this point in the season, but it's nice to get excited. For the first time all season, I feel like we are finally getting some separation in the MVP discussion. Every week it's somebody new. But every week we've
I
had
hate who the fuck it is.
a couple.
Let me say that.
We've had a couple that have been staying around, and this
I
week
hate who it is.
Tom Brady started. Now, I'm not saying he took a massive leap away from the crowd, but he took 2 steps up front while everyone else took 1 step behind.
I say he's definitely the front runner.
So
Without a doubt now.
So it's him, and I think Jonathan Taylor's another one that's popping up in that conversation. It's just so hard for a quarterback not to win that award.
It is. But I'll say Taylor's doing enough at the running back
He is.
position to
He
say,
is.
man,
Definitely, that argument can be made, especially if Tom Brady starts struggling.
he warrants real consideration.
Absolutely. Some other quick highlights just to throw out there. We had the Detroit Lions casually beat the Minnesota Vikings
Thank God for me as a Steelers fan.
on a game-winning drive.
Win.
We have something in Detroit.
We got something in Detroit.
And it's a game-winning drive.
You
surprisingly.
can have something. It was a fucking walk-off.
It was a walk-off. 4 seconds on the clock. Ball thrown. Looks terrible. Jared Goff and
He caught it.
he got it. And Detroit won their only game of the year.
Man.
Detroit,
Shout out Detroit Lions.
Shout out to
Detroit
the fucking
Lions.
Lions.
Up until this week, you had to be concerned that you were going to go 0-16 in a year with 17 games.
That is trash.
Lucky for you,
We will never talk about the tie.
you'll go 1-15-1.
Moving on.
Congratulations.
And this is proof that Detroit can beat the Vikings.
In their meat.
The Steelers can beat the Ravens. The Steelers can beat the Vikings. The Vikings can beat the Packers. The Packers are arguably the best team in the NFL. So it's anyone's fucking game.
There you go.
That was some rock, paper, scissors shit.
That was some shit.
You know, sometimes I yin-yang a motherfucker.
And then let me just throw out randomly that Kyler Murray ain't played in what, a whole month?
A month, I think.
A whole month.
He came back. They looked like the best team in football.
No, it was the Bears. Trash.
Go Bears.
They looked like the best team in football.
Trash, but
You can't-
they are the best team in football,
The Bears
record-wise.
The Bears defense is never bad.
right? So I think that just solidified that people really better start thinking, man, Arizona is for real, for real.
Yeah.
If they could do that shit without, because I honestly thought they was gonna hurt while Kyler was out. I thought if he's out for 3 weeks, a month, they lose at least 3 out of the 4 games they played.
But they didn't.
But they didn't. I think they went 3-1.
Yep.
While he was out.
And we have to also bring to light what happened while Kyler was out, and I think it was a lot of really good things ultimately for Arizona. So, one, James Conner has emerged in his role in Arizona. That was something as the season started that wasn't happening. Now, regardless of your opinions on James Conner or whatever,
Fuck James Conner.
the dude scores touchdowns.
Yes, he does.
And being able to have him out there perform on the same field Kyler Murray's out there performing is huge for them.
And DeAndre been hurt too.
DeAndre's been hurt. He got in there, got a score, but they don't have to rely on DeAndre.
That's where AJ Green comes to play.
AJ Green's been nice. He was out a week or 2 with an injury, though.
That's what I mean.
I
They've
don't-
been beat up and still just
and
moving along
and-
every week.
And let's not forget, it's easy to talk about how good they've been, and mostly because it's been a year where they've kind of been the not so surprising surprise, right? Like, we didn't exactly expect them to be the team to beat.
Right, but we knew they were going to be good.
But they're dealing with their fair share of controversy and injuries. We're looking at a team that the rumor mill is Cliff Kingsbury's not there next year.
I know, which is crazy.
That's
They're
nuts.
saying that he may not be there. Like, doesn't even matter if he was to win the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
That he still will not be the coach there next year.
Right. And it's not by the will of Arizona.
Yeah,
Or the staff. That's Cliff Kingsbury trying to go back to college football.
and that may just come down to money.
It could.
He
because
may
college football
just make a
has
lot
more
more
money
money
for
in
coaches.
college than he will. But truthfully, right now, considering USC's taken, Oklahoma just got filled by Brett Venables. So
What's left?
What's left? There's no college job to really be salivating over for right now. Not in my opinion.
Well, we'll see how many of these jobs stick around if Kingsbury's available. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what I put my stuff down. I got excited. The Colts did Colts things. The Eagles did Eagles things. They did an L last week. They got a dub this week. That's pretty neat. Another really good game that probably a lot of people didn't watch was the Washington football team, Las Vegas Raiders. Two teams really trying to vie for wild card positioning. Both of them.
So interesting statistic.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, something about like highest passing yards in the league, or
Yeah, so Derek Carr. So coming into this week, Derek Carr was leading the league in passing yards. Now, of course, it is Tom Brady again.
Go figure.
Fucking guy.
But we're 10 games into a season, and we have 4 quarterbacks that have thrown for more than 3,500 yards so far.
Hey, can we real quick just while we're talking about stats and quarterbacks and shit?
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, can we just
He's
for one time, like, let's just be honest. I know all you Chiefs fans don't want to hear this shit right now. Because I'll be honest, I wouldn't even thought I would say something like this.
Not a year ago.
But can we just right now, at least for right now, just be honest and say Patrick Mahomes is a flat out average fucking quarterback in this league right now? Is he even average? He's fighting to be average right now, ain't he?
So he is, I would say he's above average still. And that's based off of his production. So he has the 5th most passing yards in the NFL still. And he's
Maybe
tied,
this is one of those times where we're
tied
like,
for 4th with Josh Allen for touchdowns in the NFL.
So I will say this is one of those times maybe I'm spoiled by how good he has been.
It's going to be one of those things.
Because I would have honestly thought he has had a flat out trash ass season.
So would you say that
And he's 5th? What'd you say? 5th in passing, 4th in touchdowns?
Yeah, exactly.
But 1st in interceptions, right?
No, not anymore.
He's got to be top 2 or 3 though.
Yeah,
his performance this year has been bad in comparison to him the last few years.
That's what I mean.
Good.
I think it's only because he spoiled us to how good he's been.
So his completion percentage is low this year. It's 64.6% completion, which we kind of expect pretty much 70 out of him.
Yeah, which is crazy.
He's
that's so crazy.
25 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. So, I mean, who do you want to compare it to? Do you want to compare him to Brady?
I guess right now,
because Brady's got 34 touchdowns to 10 interceptions.
So I guess you would say,
so it's
like
a 2-1 compared to a 3-1.
Like we talked about last week. Actually, when you start looking at it, they're starting. We said the Chiefs are starting to get it together. I guess I didn't really even realize, like, even him on a personal level is really starting to get it together.
And what it is they've been getting things going. Mostly,
for me, it's their defense.
The defense and special teams has been showing out, man. That Chiefs defense, my guy, it's been impressive.
It seems like this year has just been a year for defenses. I mean, the Broncos defense, Chiefs defense.
Yeah, never get it twisted. Defense does get them championships.
This is true. This is true.
Fact.
It absolutely does.
And it seems like a lot of the defensive teams came to play this year, including the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against my shitty Broncos.
Well, the Broncos are so inconsistent, man.
That's just it.
They'll play with anybody, but
they can beat anybody. They can lose anybody.
That's just it.
They're not big game, big moment. They're not a big moment team. That's the problem.
Or not.
So
they used to be, arguably.
Is there anything to talk about the game tonight? 14-10.
So
I am so confused. How the fuck do you win an NFL football game?
It's called
when your quarterback stats is 2 for 3.
It's
with 19
it's
yards.
Called run the ball up the motherfucking face.
Dude, Ramon Stevenson had 24 carries though.
Boy,
damn.
For 78 and fucking Harris had 111 on 10 carries.
Yeah, they had 200 yards rushing.
God damn.
Which the weather spoke to, and this is perfect about what we were talking about the Bills. Tonight's weather spoke to why the Patriots were able to win the game.
Right.
Why were the Bills not able to? Because they can't run the fucking ball.
Right. When I look at this stat, let me not stats per se, but so the Monday night game, individual players that ran the football today include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 unique players for the Patriots.
Yep.
For the Bills,
4.
Josh Allen,
4.
Singletary, Moss, Breida.
Yeah.
4.
And Breida only had
three
one.
running backs.
3 running backs and their quarterback.
The Patriots had 4 wide receivers that ran
And
the
Breida
football.
only had 1 carry.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So, and granted, a lot of these guys had only 1 carry here, 1 carry there. That's
But it's
game
exactly
planning.
what we talked about.
They're still
though.
diversifying.
They have no diversification in Buffalo.
They did.
It's all about Josh Allen, and that's it.
So what we saw today is a perfect example of what New England has always tried to accomplish that most teams haven't been able to do, and that is an game of execution. Mm-hmm. They looked at their young quarterback, a lot of their young players, and they said, the weather's going to fucking suck. How are we going to prepare these guys in time to be able to throw the ball in this weather?
Hey, let me throw
We
something
don't.
crazy out here right now.
It's game planning and execution.
Even myself didn't think about till right now.
Sure.
But this has got to be true.
Okay.
Jamar Chase is no longer like. When are we gonna say Mac Jones is Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, I'm there. Mac Jones.
Right, we've been talking about Jamar Chase all year, deservedly so.
Jamar Chase has been balling.
So, right? Until about these last 3 weeks. If you want to be honest, Jamar Chase has kind of disappeared over these last 3 weeks. Mac Jones is leading number 1 seeded New England Patriot 9-4 team right now as a rookie quarterback.
The man came into a team that lost their star quarterback to the Buccaneers and kind of took over.
I mean,
in a sense.
So Jamar Chase...
No, not in a sense. He got Cam Newton cut.
Yeah.
Let's be for real.
Yeah.
They picked him over Cam.
Because he's smarter.
And I thought it was dumb as shit when he did it. I was like, wow.
I was kind of excited to see Cam Newton again this year.
I was like, that's crazy.
Paying off now.
So Belichick's losing it. Look at him.
So we can see why the Patriots are making this comeback. If you just look at defensive leaders, when it comes to defenses, what are the 2 most important things you can do? Stop the quarterback and get the ball back, right? Okay, so in interceptions, the leading intercepting leader is Trayvon Diggs for the Cowboys with 9. Mm-hmm. Second is J.C. Jackson for the Patriots with 7.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's 2 interceptions ahead of the next 3 guys. When it comes to sacks, you've got T.J. Watt with 16, Myles Garrett with 14, and Matt Judon has 11.5.
You don't like mac and cheese. Fuck him.
He don't like mac and cheese, but I think that's what gives them their diversity. Because Mac Jones' nickname is Mac and Cheese, and they compete every fucking day of the week.
They do.
Except Sunday. So, I mean, when you have guys that are showing out on every aspect of the defense, and then you're going out there and playing an efficient offensive game
you
plan.
guys know how I feel. I've been saying that shit for at least 3 weeks now.
So, the other game...
New England defense, the best fantasy fucking thing you can
Yeah,
have.
you've been saying. So, I also there's really one more game that's worth just mentioning here, because everything else was kind of as expected. The Chargers-Bengals game. The Chargers kind of routed the Bengals in this one, and I think a lot of people could see why before it, but I think a lot of other people, especially more casual fans, probably expected a really tight shootout.
The Chargers were actually a 3-point underdog in that game.
They were. But a lot of people that have been seeing this, you see the trend in the teams, and you've got one team at a really high. The Bengals come in this week. You got a Chargers team with a lot of talent at a low coming in this week, and a lot to prove, and the tightest division in football. Although that has now shifted to the Bengals
That
division.
might be AFC North now.
So that said, I don't want to get into the details. I didn't get a chance to watch that game. There's some other games I was watching when that one was on. There is a new playoff bracket now. The first round buys as of Monday, the fucking, what is it? The 5th?
Today's the 6th. Today is the 6th. God damn it.
The 6th. The New England Patriots are the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Bitches.
The Cardinals are the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Best record in the league.
Fascinating.
Right? So we're looking at division leaders of Patriots, Titans, Ravens, Chiefs, Cardinals, Packers, Bucks, Cowboys.
Usual suspects. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
We talked about this, I think last week.
Yep. So
the usual suspects are back, man.
We're not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Outside of Tennessee, Arizona, Dallas, maybe? But Dallas always kind of leads that shit division.
Yeah, I seen a crazy ass stat actually that said Washington football team is still in control of their destiny. They will win that division because if they win out, because they're 2 games behind Dallas, but they still have 2 games against Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So if they beat Dallas both games, the Washington football team will be the NFC East winners.
Yeah, assuming they both win every other game.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is interesting. What I will say is I wouldn't be looking forward to it if I was a Washington football team, Washington Redskin fan, because they have...
Trash.
Man, it's all division games the next 5 weeks, man. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. That's the Washington football team schedule.
If you're the Washington football team, though,
and the Cowboys,
you at least got to respect the fact of, hey, man, this right.
Fuck, dude, you got
our whole season in our hands.
I got to go back and eat crow in real time because I thought that the football team was going to have the more difficult schedule. I was wrong because the Cowboys have a very similar schedule. Football team, Giants, football team, and they finish out the season with the Eagles. But right before that last game of the season, they play the Cardinals. So
number 1 seed.
The Cowboys could potentially be a game behind
the football team.
Yeah,
that just goes back to them being the AFC or NFC East champion.
And let's be clear, whoever's number 2 in the NFC East is not making the playoffs.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Only the champion out of that division gets in, but it's been like that for the last couple years.
The Rams are going to be that team.
It's been like that for the last couple of years. NFC East is only the champ that makes it.
It's the NFC least, baby.
Yeah.
It is the NFC least.
It's the NFC least. So anyway, that about wraps it up for football. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new style of content.
Yeah, more discussion based.
Yeah, more discussion. Fuck all this.
It's kind of a lot of fun to not have to go through all the stats.
Yeah, I like that.
We just throw them bitches out whenever we want to hear them. You guys can get stats wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
We're not statisticians.
We know stats.
And we're not ESPN.
Stats. But
I wouldn't want to be ESPN.
That would suck.
Yeah. I would love to be ESPN.
So,
those fuckers make a lot of money.
Loads of money.
Loads of money.
Speaking of...
We're not there yet.
Oh, never mind.
We're going to introduce a new, possibly temporary segment. I like to call it asking for a friend.
Insert weird text message sound.
Insert
asking
for a friend.
So, I got a DM on Twitter, at MattCan2994.
Right.
From an anonymous user.
Plug.
They will stay anonymous. It reads, and I quote, "Good evening, short one, fat one, and Connor. I
am here.
I write with a story. I was with a lady, and needless to say, we were doing the horizontal no pants dance.
I like it.
I was enjoying myself until she tried to sneak 3 fingers into my chocolate starfish without telling me. Do you guys think this is wrong? Asking for a friend."
So
Can I call him Chuck?
Wait a minute.
I gotta call him Chuck.
It's Chuck.
Wait a minute.
Chuck, dude.
Wait a minute.
Dude.
3?
For the record, this is not
try?
this character's actual name. It's not Chuck.
Did she
Good luck finding
try
Chuck, fuckers.
to sneak 3, or did she get 3 of them motherfuckers up in there?
Yeah, this...
Let's assume she.
Well, let's assume
Let's assume there was at least some pressure.
he didn't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that she met some heavy resistance.
Heavy resistance.
How did he know it was 3?
Yeah,
That's a great question.
That means they were in there.
They were in there. That's how he knew.
how tactile is your starfish, Chuck?
I don't
Apparently,
know.
it knows enough that
It's got fingerlings of its own.
It does.
It said,
And
3.
I'm gonna say right now, yeah, 3 is absolute asinine.
That's not...
You like that?
So a key word is without telling him.
That is unacceptable. So consent matters. We know with the sex, consent
Did she
is
spit on him?
key.
I didn't ask.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, "Welcome to the show, Chuck."
If she didn't spin on him, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, so
I think it's unacceptable that she didn't mention it.
yeah, we live in a world where you kind of have to have a little consent, because you know what, Chuck? I'm on your side here. And that's the side of don't just shove 3 random fingers up somebody's ass.
Please keep 3 fingers out of my asshole at all times.
Yeah, that's fair for Chuck to say, right?
That
Yes,
is
I would
fair.
agree.
Chuck, I believe
I'll
you've been
also say-
molested.
We shouldn't laugh at that, but
Are you going to cut that out?
no,
Why would we? I believe that wholeheartedly.
this is true.
Chuck, you need to seek financial compensation.
And I
If you or a loved one have been impacted by tri-finger trauma.
Matt Camp Fat Man Law Firm is here to represent you.
He said tri-finger trauma.
Matt Camp Fat Man wants no money until
sounds like
you
a
win
real
the
fucking
case.
ass.
Listen here, Chuck.
That sounds like a real ass.
This legal representation includes Mr. Fireplace Penis himself.
And complimentary
Chef.
penis enlargement pills.
There you go. So not only can your butthole forever be protected by the law,
You will get some schmeat.
you get schmeat.
Hey, listen.
Matt
up.
Camp Fat
No
Man
more
will
little
represent
dicky.
you.
You're
I
a
bet
full Nathan's
there's
hot
a
dog.
lot of women out there who don't give a fuck about 3 fingers.
Yeah,
Let's be for real.
With consent.
with consent.
With consent?
I don't think you can just surprise somebody with half your fist. That seems pretty inappropriate.
It does. With no lube or anything? That's wrong.
They're fucked up.
Hornet.
Hey,
That is wrong.
listen, lady who wronged Chuck.
Yeah.
Just me and you right
Chuck
now.
Wrong as
You and me.
fuck.
Don't listen to him. Listen to me, bitch. If you ever do that again, we're going to hire the mafia to remove those fingers and permanently place them in your own ass.
In your own ass.
Think about that next
Think
time.
With Flex Seal.
Sponsored by Flex Tape.
Listen,
To show
we
you the
need
power
merch.
of Flex Seal, I could chop these 3 fingers in half.
Thanks, John Tron.
And Phil Swift, the guy who actually does the commercial.
But let's be honest, they're only famous because of John
Let's be
Tron.
real. This is true.
That's
Shout out
facts.
John Tron.
John Tron.
Regardless, your fingers
to
are never
fingers.
coming out of your ass.
We'll make
So
sure.
don't do it again, or get consent. And
Ask.
yeah,
I feel like that's really more of the question. Is
get consent.
if you just get consent, are the 3 fingers perfectly okay?
I think if you don't surprise him
Yeah.
with a 3-finger special,
I mean, everybody likes a 2-piece and a biscuit.
what I'm
bro.
saying, like, yeah.
All I'm saying is
whatever.
Chuck experienced the past, present, and future all at once. That's
Yeah,
unacceptable. You
that
can't
is.
just send my guy through his DMs.
Your fingers in me DMs.
Fingers in the ass. Your fingers in the asshole.
That's the tri-fingers of terror, my guy, and it's unacceptable.
It's a goddamn Hydra up in there.
So,
So shout out Kiara.
shut up,
Kiara.
3 of them things.
I feel like shouting out Kiara has become a bit for us.
I think it has.
Kiara, you're a bit.
You're a whole bit.
All right, so that has been asking for a friend.
God damn.
Chuck, wherever you are.
God rest your anus.
Sorry.
God rest your asshole.
Sorry about your ass.
We
Get some
are
ice, buddy.
so sorry.
Get some ice. The ice will always ask for consent.
Ice, baby.
Hey, what are we moving on to, Matt?
Gentlemen,
Oh no.
time to make some money.
This is a journey into money. LODSOVEMONE. What's they spell?
Yo.
Agenda.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to shout out, by the way, our wonderful editor, Charles. So if you guys don't... Yeah, he's named after Xavier, the guy in the wheelchair.
Also named Charles is also long for Chuck.
It is.
I don't want people to look into this too much. So, I want to shout out Charles.
If you know, you know.
If you listen to our transitions and you think, damn, those guys' transitions is top fucking notch, well, you're not alone. Because I get those compliments all the time.
we need merch.
I really do. I get people walking up to me all the time talking about the show. They know I do the show, a lot of the people in my personal life, and they'll say, you know, I didn't think you were capable of something so well put
Of
together.
such great transitions.
And so I want to just go ahead right now, at the start of Loads of Money, and just thank Charles for all his hard work behind the scenes.
Thank you, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
You are phenomenal. We love Charles.
Man, I edit this shit.
It's Charles. Thanks.
All right. Hey, so we're trying to get into making some money around here. So getting into, we always talk about index funds. I wanted to give you guys real quick just some returns for the S&P 500 annual return since 2010. So 2010, 15.1%. 2011, 2.1%. 2012, 16%. 2013, 32.4%. 2014, 13.7%. 2015, 2.4%. 2016, 12%. 2017, 21.8%. 2018 is the only down year out of these 10 years, which was down 4.4%.
Damn.
2019, up 31.5%.
Holy shit.
2020, 18.4%.
Really? We were up in 2020?
Yep.
No shit.
So just wanted to give you guys these things to realize that the boring type of investments, the index funds that we keep talking about, those are the returns that you would have had over the last 10 years. If you take that over a 10-year period, compound annually, you're looking at upwards of about 13.8% per year. If you only would have invested into index funds. So a couple of things that's happened in the market. We talked about Jack Dorsey stepping down as Twitter CEO.
Didn't you say earlier it went from $42 to $45 a share?
So yeah, so I think when he originally IPO'd Twitter, and I honestly think it's dead even. I think they IPO'd right about $45. If you look right now, their stock price is right about the same mark, about $45. So he hasn't done a lot for the company when it comes to stock valuation. He's done a ton, obviously for putting Twitter on the map. We all know what Twitter is. So he's done great things for that. Like we talked about earlier, he'll still be the CEO of Square. Just a disclaimer for both of those. Like I said, not a financial advisor, but go look at both of those. Go look at Square and Twitter right now on a chart type of thing, technical analysis type of basis. Both of those are in great positions to go accumulate shares right now, where you can go make a nice double-digit return, probably in, I'd say, a 9 to 12-month period. On the same lines of Jack Dorsey stepping down, so Walmart CFO Brett Biggs also announced that he will also be stepping down from his role as CFO of Walmart starting next year. I don't have any information on who's going to be taking his position, but anytime you have huge companies like a Walmart or a Twitter that has the market cap that they have in the billions, the stock is always going to respond. Whether it will be positive or negative, it's going to respond one way or the other.
I think Walmart's going to pull back on this.
So Walmart pulled back a little bit when they announced that. That was earlier last week that they announced that.
Sure.
So pulled back a little bit, but Walmart's one of those companies.
Walmart's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
anytime
It's
soon.
only going to pull back to give you a better opportunity to buy shares.
Right.
That's really it. They're one of those companies that you hold them for a 10-year period.
Yeah.
You're never going to lose money in Walmart. So I wanted to talk about, we talked a little bit about what the S&P has done over a yearly basis. So I wanted to just talk about on a monthly basis of what the S&P has done. So this goes all the way back to 1950, guys. So I bring this up just to make you guys realize that it doesn't matter. You should never worry about trying to time the market, about when you should get in. There's always better prices that you can get in at. We'll definitely teach that over the time of this show. But time in the market really doesn't matter. So over a monthly time from January to February. So if you timed it at the absolute best time in December since 1950 is usually the best return in the market, which we talked about last week's show about the seasonal
changes.
The seasonal changes always give you a great chance at a return, right? There's always that little pop for the holiday season.
Sure.
So December is always the biggest season, right? So December on a monthly average is about a 1.6 return just for the month of December. So if you go from that and go look at the worst month there is probably looking at September, and that's negative 0.46. So negative about 0.5%. So if you time the market absolute at the best time, you're looking at about a 1.5-2% return. If you timed it at the absolute worst time, you'd be looking at 0.5%. So the deviation there and the difference, you're probably only looking at a percent difference of when you get in the market, whether it be at the absolute top or it be at the absolute bottom. So I say that to say the real important part is find great companies to invest in.
Like Menards.
Great. You know, I have never even looked at Menards, to be honest with you.
I haven't either, but
I don't know if they're even publicly traded or
they got a
not.
really catchy song.
My sister works at Menards.
But these are things-
Money, I don't care.
11% rebate all the time.
They do always have those rebates, don't
They
they?
do. I always have that shit.
And honestly, I shop Menards. I used to shop it a lot more when I was in Rapid City, but I really like Menards, man. I don't know. There's something about it.
So one thing I like about Menards is
Everything.
they have everything, and if we compare them like to a Lowe's, maybe their quality of what they have may not be to the same standard as Lowe's.
They carry some of the same brands. Bosch is a big name brand. They
Yep.
both carry.
Yep.
But
Hitachi, big
they're
name brand.
always a hell of a lot cheaper
They
than
are.
if
They
you
are.
go to Lowe's.
Unless it is the exact
And
same
I think some
product.
people just automatically.
But you're also going to get that rebate.
Exactly. Plus, you get that rebate, right?
11% rebate.
11% rebate, and then we could talk about be very frugal and just take your 11% rebate that you get on everything you buy at Menards
Invest it in
and
Menards.
invest it.
Invest.
And turn around and invest it back into Menards.
That's right.
Loads of money.
That's some high level shit. And
Yeah, let me
when
jump on SoFi and see if I can
when you
find
get to
Menards
that
quick.
level, that's
Yeah, is Menards publicly traded?
Yeah, this will be interesting to find out.
Let's find out.
yeah. Check
While,
that
while,
out.
while you're talking, since
Yeah,
I
yeah.
interrupted
Carry
so
on.
nicely.
So another thing, like I said, I was just going to hit a couple points
I don't think
this
you're
week.
public.
I wasn't going to dive too much into anything. So I wanted to give you guys on a age basis of what Americans' average retirement savings are by age, just to give you an idea of where you are. Maybe you're ahead of the game, maybe you're way behind the game, but this is just an average. So from 20 to 29, average savings $15,000. From 30 to 39, average savings $50,800. From 40 to 49, $120,800. From 50 to 59, $203,600. From 60 to 69, $229,100. So, and these are just savings. So this is not what you should have invested, what your returns are, or anything. This is almost if you wanted to look at it
Emergency
as
fund.
an emergency fund.
Right.
Exactly. So
You're covered if everything else
kind of
fails.
look at that and kind of and don't be discouraged about where you're at. I can tell you just about every person I know from the age of 20 to 29 does not have $15,000 saved.
No.
Like just about everyone. As a matter of fact, I'd
bet
be
it's closer
willing
to
to
zero.
say I don't know anybody personally
Yeah, I don't
that's
either.
in that age bracket that has.
And if they are, probably not discussing.
So I'm
finances anyway.
42,
No.
right? So my age bracket falls between the 40 to 49 stage, and it says I should be at $120,800. I don't have that shit, in just savings.
Right.
Like, I have that in assets and investments and those types of things. My net worth is up around that range, but my savings are nowhere around that, right? So just give you these numbers to figure out kind of something that you should shoot for. And it's just on an average basis, right? So like I said, don't get discouraged by where you're at. At least be starting somewhere, which puts you ahead of the game. So another thing, breaking news, a guy that you guys love, Mr. Trump himself.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Elon.
So I don't know if you guys know that Donald Trump came out with a SPAC for a new media venture that came out. What was that?
Yeah, it's a social media company he's trying to do, right?
Yeah, it was probably a couple of weeks ago that they came out.
He's having his own social media company.
Yeah, well,
so
everyone else booted him off.
Well,
he is there. He is now under investigation by the SEC, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission.
Damn.
He was always going to go under investigation.
What idea?
It's one of those
what
things.
comes from that? But when we get more information on that, we'll definitely dive into that.
It'll be an interesting story to keep up with.
For sure. But I know one thing, like, as soon as he came out and went public, the first day they were out, they got halted for trading activity because that shit shot up like 200 and something %.
It's going to.
The first day.
Which is why probably the SEC was going to get on
First
that
day he put that SPAC out, Donald Trump made about $40 billion. Day one. Yeah. So, wrap up with Tesla, which you were talking about Elon earlier. I think it's hard for us to ever have a show if we're talking about making money.
They're always moving, man.
Without talking about Elon Musk.
Are we going to talk about the four-wheelers?
That's what we're talking about. So
these are the kids' ones, right? They haven't announced the big ones.
So they have
ones.
So they have both. They have both, but the only ones that are on the market right now,
right? That you can purchase.
So a couple.
They're reasonable.
So we'll dive into Tesla. Yep. So we're gonna dive into Tesla. So what we're talking about
compared to a
now
Kawasaki,
is
whatever, it's the same.
So Tesla announced a ATV for kids. Basically a four-wheeler, if you don't know what an ATV is. Yeah. A four-wheeler for kids. And like these guys said, it's kind of reasonable.
It is.
To be an all-electric type of vehicle. And it is very comparable if you haven't seen what the Tesla Cybertruck looks like.
A lot of similar aesthetics, but it works better.
It works better. I agree.
Yeah.
That's why it works better.
Works better
with the ATV.
You know, I don't want a Ford F-150 that looks like a Kawasaki.
The price came out. The price came out. The ATV for the Tesla came out at $1,900,
which is reasonable. Anyone that's ever bought a brand new
four-wheeler
in that size category for kids, it's gonna be in that couple thousand, 2 to 3. Range.
As a Tesla product goes, not too bad.
Well, exactly, considering, and Tesla's actually been a lot of people think of Tesla as this huge, expensive, high end, but that's not. They're making
it's a luxury.
It's really not the case,
but it's
quite
not
affordable.
They are making a consumer vehicle at this point.
Yeah. They are. And on top of that, you get all those tax benefits when you decide to go
the government really
the
is in your
electric
favor
vehicle
for electric.
route.
That's right.
So right here, like we said, the price is $1,900.
Yep.
Came out. Does not have a date on it yet for when it actually comes out, but it is already 100% sold out.
Yeah, they did have They did have the numbers for those interested, for like the battery ranges, everything.
10 miles an hour is the top speed.
Right. Okay. Again, it's for kids.
Yep. Yeah. 15 can go about 15 miles on a full charge.
So rough, basic Neanderthal math. You got about an hour and a half of play.
And it says, although that will vary,
pretty
obviously, according to the terrain and how much it weighs.
Right.
But it says
your big old fat kid's gonna have less fun time.
Very facts.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry,
fat ass Karen.
Sorry, Matt from years ago.
So it says the way they based it was off of 150 pounds, which covers every fucking kid.
That's super reasonable for a kid.
So 150 pounds will still take you that 15 miles on a full charge.
Rich, how old were you when you broke 150 pounds?
Shit.
An adult?
I say at least 17.
Yeah, I was 15 or 16 years old, I think. I had to have at least been a sophomore in high school.
I agree with that for sure. So like I said, man, a cool thing. Obviously, you can't just go and get it right now. Like we said, it's sold out.
There'll be more runs,
but it's just another thing for investors to realize that Elon Musk is a fucking game changer. If you're not,
he's going to do everything.
He's going to do everything,
trying to.
man. He's going to do.
Wait till
everything.
he comes out with his own soda. Coca-Cola, watch your fucking back, dude. That polar bear's going extinct.
So
they already are.
For me, like I said, I personally,
that's Pepsi's fault.
I invest in Tesla. I'm a Tesla investor.
I like Pepsi though.
But yeah, man, for me, that's really all I had for loads of money. I know you guys got anything.
So doubling down, I just want to come back to Menards quick.
Yeah.
So Menards is a big box enigma in the U.S. home improvement industry. It is a private company and the third largest home improvement retailer in the U.S.
Behind Lowe's and Home Depot.
I was about to say, I assume Lowe's and Home Depot are the first two.
Yep.
Right, and the other independent cooperatives that are big name brands are going to be Ace Hardware, True Value. Now, I would like to leave off, and whether this is where loads of money ends or not, I would like to leave off with a Warren Buffett quote. I will tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful.
Boom.
I think that's a great way to end loads of money.
If you guys don't know what the fuck that means, when everybody in the stock market is selling all their fucking shares because of what's going on,
because the market's crashing.
Because the market's crashing, you need to be the person who is going and buying companies that are crashing. That's what that means.
That will recover.
That will recover. So that's what that means about being fearful when others are greedy and being greedy when others are fearful. So when everybody says this is the greatest thing that you need to get into and it's about to go to the fucking moon, that's when you need to take a step back.
Pump the brakes.
And pump the brakes. And step back, because that's when you'll lose money. When everybody else is scared as hell to buy shares because the stock market is crashing, be the smart investor and go put your cash to work and go buy good ass companies that have crashed that will recover.
Yep.
There we go.
There
awesome.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Boom.
Giggity.
Loads of money.
Loads of money.
Giggity.
Giggity.
Gang gang.
What's next?
Let's get into the sports wrap up. The catch show. The catch all.
The catch
The catch all bitches.
Yeah, I just while you guys are listening, just imagine we're video recording and you just have a glove that catches a baseball so softly, so supple on your screen.
On your screen.
Think about it.
And then my penis pops up.
Don't think about that. Don't think about that too much. Mom, I know you're listening.
Don't think about Rich's penis.
Don't do that.
It's inappropriate.
Don't do that.
Mom, I know you're listening too.
Never think about my penis.
I know you don't.
I don't have a
those.
fireplace with it.
That's fair. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Do you not have a fireplace? Rick?
I do actually, but I don't have a picture of my penis above it though.
Yeah,
Oh.
that would be inappropriate.
That would be. I have kids.
Yeah,
You're
it's
doing
one
the
step
bare
too
minimum.
far.
I am.
Congratulations.
No, it's actually it would seem that is actually above and beyond.
We'd be best friends if I
Unfortunately.
hung up my penis, huh?
I don't think I want to be best friends.
The friends off, I think, is actually what I would say.
Yes. If you hung up a picture
True.
of you with just full blown cock out, I'd say this podcast is over.
Yeah, this podcast is
Hey, what,
done.
What are the better penis words? Cock is like more aggressive, isn't it?
Cock, dick, schlong,
I'm gonna go with Schlong.
Schlong's
What
kinda
about
casual.
Johnson?
schmeat.
Johnson's kind of nice.
I don't
You,
like.
do you guys remember those shirts?
No, Jimmy Johnson.
No.
That's a NASCAR driver.
Wow. That is a NASCAR.
I think it's just Dick.
What were
I know
those?
a guy named Richard Johnson.
Catch My Johnson?
What's this from?
Shit.
What's the reference here?
Nothing.
How would I know that these shirts existed?
I think he's
'Cause-
Googling it.
Yeah, I am right now. Oh, see, I forget. This is another one of those times that I forget I'm old as shit. And these guys have no idea what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
there's a sizable age difference.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
So there was these...
frankly scared and confused.
Yeah. So there was these fucking shirts a long time ago.
How long ago, Rich?
90s.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really alive.
Yeah, that's
I wasn't.
So
Yeah, he was born after 9/11.
Yeah, imagine that.
This is the second time we've mentioned that.
It fucking blows my mind.
It's the second time we mentioned that on the show.
I just assumed humanity just ceased to exist after that date, and everyone that...
Well, here I am.
Oh yeah, Johnson t-shirts. They were like, they were cool ass little.
Those are kind of fun.
Yeah, they were kind of fun, and they were all about the dick.
That's funny.
As most things in life are.
Didn't make it very long.
Yeah, humans have really had this strange fascination, and we continue to.
But you know, in Japan, the penis is actually considered sacred?
Yeah, we were discussing
My penis
this.
is sacred as fuck.
Well,
in the United States.
Specifically within Japan, and that's why Japanese porn is, the dick is pixelated.
They blur the porn.
Because the penetration is illegal.
Huh.
Yeah,
due to the sacredness that is the
That's
penis.
because... Yeah.
Yeah, my cock is pretty godly.
You're not in Japan.
I had the holy schlong.
I like
My
that
meat
better.
is kosher.
Oh, man.
Is this the catch-all?
Sports are done.
This dick.
The catch-all is all about penis?
What do we want to talk about in the catch-all?
Can I talk about Joel Embiid?
You take the floor.
Yeah,
Please
so
do.
Just like Embiid did.
Joel, yes, he did. Joel Embiid came back to play against the Hornets with a game of 127-124.
He scored all of those points?
He scored a third of them.
He scored a third of them. He scored 43 points this game. The Sixers actually broke a streak tonight.
Which streak?
The Hornets have had a streak of not losing any home games, and the Sixers broke that tonight.
I need a period of time.
Here's the thing.
They haven't lost any home games since when?
Is it really something to talk about?
It's the Hornets. I've never heard of them doing anything good.
Not really. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I mean, Philly's in the 7th spot. Like, we talk about how trash the Lakers are,
Where do you think
but the Lakers are actually one spot above where
Never
Philly
said they
is.
were good. At no point did I say that.
Actually, I
However-
do think the Phillies will end up in
The
the
Phillies or the Sixers?
Yep, sorry. I was looking at his lanyard.
My lanyard does say
He's
Phillies.
playing with his lanyard,
Fucking
and it's got Phillies all over it. So my apologies to all of you. Never mind. So anyway, moving on. The Sixers. Where do you think that they're going to end up at the end of the season?
right where they're at.
The 7th seed?
Fighting.
I think
Yeah,
they're going to be 5 or 4.
Fight. So you think they'll be 4?
As much as I love my Sixers, I honestly
Well,
think...
I feel more strongly about 5, but I think you can make a case.
Yeah, I could.
I do think
maybe
they
go
will eventually
4.
hop over the Lakers. I do think that.
That's funny because they're not even in the same conference. So the Sixers are in the Eastern Conference.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I mean,
Lakers are in the West.
if they make it to the champion, if they make it to the finals,
If they play in the finals,
Then, yeah,
they
maybe.
can hop over them.
Yes.
then they can hop 'em.
Hence
see.
why Matty Nice doesn't really talk basketball. That's why he only talks Philly.
Cheesesteaks. And Denver
Cheesesteaks.
Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
Cheesesteaks.
This is why I have my own segment.
This is.
Because I am a piece of shit,
Cheesesteaks.
and I am only good
So
for
here's my
facts
thing.
and editing.
So I would say,
Thanks,
Connor,
Charles.
you might be
Thanks,
right.
Charles.
Maybe the 5 seed.
Okay.
Because I don't think they get 4. I don't think they can go past Brooklyn,
No, right.
Chicago, Milwaukee, or Miami. I think those 4 teams are way better than them. Now, the Wizards are sitting in the 5 spot.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Celtics are in the 6th spot. And then you got Philly.
Right.
So
the Celtics
I,
will be the 1 seed.
so I would
Right.
say Boston probably moves up in that top 4 range.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could see Philly maybe going to the 6 or 5 spot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest believer in Miami yet.
So I like Miami only for one is I love the culture.
That's
so
fair.
they know who they are as far as how they play.
Right.
And
And they ball out with Tua every now and again.
I like the fact of
Tagovailoa.
they fucking Jimmy Butler's a stud. For one.
How do you not like Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
Locked him up long term, and Tyler Hero is very quickly becoming that dude.
I thought it was Tyler Hero.
In in Miami.
Is that not right?
Hero is a beast, dog.
That's fair.
He is
Am
a
I
beast.
pronouncing
So
his name wrong?
I like them,
Maybe.
and
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's not. They're only 2 years removed from the finals. Like the Lakers just beat the Heat in the finals. Yes, that was in the bubble and whatever that was, we don't fucking know. But they're
Right.
still only 2 years removed from the finals. They beat the Bucks in the first
You
round.
think he's a legit
So
bounce back?
I think they're a top 4 team
Okay.
pretty solidly,
I think
in
it's
my
gonna,
opinion.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see how that top 5 rounds out, for sure.
I do. But, like we talked about earlier, I really don't think it matters.
No.
In my opinion,
No.
none of these fuckers in the East scare me for any of the, maybe the top 6 teams, I would say, in the West. Golden State,
Yep.
Phoenix,
Yep.
Utah, Memphis, Clippers, Lakers. That's the top 6 in the West. And
I
then
don't
you
know.
got
I-
Mavericks,
I'd put
Nuggets.
the top 4 with those 4 under the top 2 in the West. I'd put the top 4 in the East with those other 4 that are in the top 6 in the West. What I'm saying is Golden State and Phoenix are so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I agree with that. And what's crazy, so right now they're tied. They're fucking dead even, too. Golden State, Phoenix are both
Butt naked.
20-4
That's crazy.
in the league, tied for the
Damn.
1 seed
That's
in the
crazy.
West.
That's crazy as fuck.
So if we're going to talk NBA, I really think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like
really
we
have much
said,
to say.
Golden State, Phoenix, head and shoulders above
Yeah.
everybody. We'll kind of see
Absolutely.
what that looks like.
I think we kind of hit a lot of our wrap-up talk. It's kind of naturally as we've been going.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we talked about the big NCAA. We talked about that, with the championship games. We talked
about the
NFL.
Grizzlies.
Talked about the Grizzlies. Talked about the NFL.
which, by the way, again, Oklahoma City, you fucking suck.
fucking ridiculous.
Can I
Hey,
in Oklahoma?
small little plug though for men's basketball, college. I know you guys don't really get into it much. I'm not even going to talk about what's going on anywhere else other than here at home.
Okay?
Wyoming basketball, men's,
Still undefeated?
still undefeated
Love to see
right
it.
now.
That's good shit.
So
You don't.
just throwing that out there. I don't know how long that shit lasts.
Go Pokes.
All the way
But-
through March Madness, baby.
This is Wyoming we're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not that long.
It's been a pretty decent program the last few years, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. It's something that the university can actually get excited about.
And
For once.
you know what's crazy? You know the only other undefeated team in the Mountain West right now? Wyoming's biggest rivalry.
CSU?
CSU?
CSU.
No shit.
Really?
CSU is 9-0. Wyoming is 8-0.
Well, if there's anything I know,
Ooh, that's gonna be a nice ass game.
CSU are the
Nice
sheep.
game.
CSU are the sheep, right?
The
Something like
Rams,
that.
yes.
Yep, something
And
like that.
Wyoming are the sheep fuckers.
Yes.
We're gonna fuck them,
gonna
bitch.
fuck
We're gonna fuck them.
There's a reason we're called the Pokes.
Hey,
It is the poke doer.
that's gonna be a decent game. I might have to actually go watch that game.
We'll poke them like we'll poke 'em
When-
like
when do they
Chuck
play
got
next?
Poked.
I will definitely have to look.
Yeah,
at that.
well, yeah, that's not a
Let me-
now thing.
Yeah.
But
Anything
yeah,
else
this-
going on in the sports world, guys? That voice crack was not important.
Not important thing.
That's the only like major.
Maddie
shit.
hooked me up with a Christmas gift of the new Madden 22, and
Pretty fire.
I have
I've been on it.
reignited my love for Madden 22, or not Madden 22, but Madden in general. I don't get it every year. It's a lot of recycling of a lot of the same shit, but man, it is a lot of fun. So,
It is fun.
got to shout out to Matt.
You're welcome.
And I've been absolutely wasting away. I don't know if my wife's seen me in 3 days.
Merry Christmas.
That happens.
Thanks, buddy.
Merry
That
Christmas.
happens when the new Madden comes out.
Shout out to my wife,
Wives are like,
who
"Fuck."
sticks with me regardless.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
yes,
whatever reason, we don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
He has
I
a big
am,
penis.
I am a whole mess.
He might have fireplace penis.
Do you have fireplace penis?
No, that was my Uncle Jed.
No.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, and he died.
May he rest in peace.
Well, he tried to show off his
R.I.P.
fireplace penis,
Yeah.
so he got hit by a semi.
Okay,
Okay.
it happens.
Yeah, it does when your name is Jed.
So,
That's expected.
speaking of penises, are we moving to Matt's hole?
Whoa! We always
We're
move to
speaking
Matt's hole when
of
we talk about
fingers.
penises.
Shout out Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck. You can't see what we're doing. Ah!
Yeah, get fucked.
Anyway, here's the intro.
Welcome to Matt's Hole, where Matt goes down a 3 a.m. rabbit hole of random information that literally no one cares about. And unlike Matt's actual hole, hopefully it won't stink.
Oh, man, nice.
What's stinking up
Does your
for us
shit
today,
stink
buddy?
or what? I'm pretty sure it stinks.
Everyone's shit stinks. Even girls.
This will probably.
Girl shit stinks.
Pretty sure not all bitches shit stinks.
All girl shit stinks.
You know, those extra bitches.
They use poopery.
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 You heard it.
Have you heard of this?
You heard of it.
I have.
Well, don't sound so surprised. You sound
You sound more enthusiastic when I bring up poopery than when you greet customers that walk into the building.
At that place.
Hi. Welcome to Macy's. There we go. Wow. Real enthusiastic, Matt. But you still got to be the first one every goddamn time.
Macy's, I swear.
We bring up poopery, he goes, poopery?
Poopery? Cindy.
What's in your hole, buddy?
Cindy.
Let's go spelunking.
Y'all ever been to
No.
Gig Harbor, Washington?
Why
No.
the fuck would
Why would we know
Enumclaw County?
Did you say Claw?
What's the county?
Enumclaw.
Unumclaw?
E-N-U-M Claw.
Unumclaw. That sounds like a Spider-Man villain.
Maybe.
Claw.
Unumclaw.
Enumclaw.
Yeah, I take it back. Not a Spider-Man. Maybe a Black Panther villain.
Maybe.
Maybe a Black Panther. That's wrong.
Shout out to T'Challa.
Shout out, Kira.
Shut up. Not sure what that was.
No one knows.
I shouted out. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway. Let's talk about the Unum.
He's having a stroke.
All of the noodles.
Another
Let's talk about the Noodle Company.
Damn it.
Anyway, the Enumclaw horse sex case.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck me.
Horse sex case.
Yes.
We're really doing this.
Yes.
This is where we're going.
Our story starts with Kenneth Pinion.
Yeah. Oh.
Who is
good.
an engineer.
Related to the football kicker?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can't confirm.
Yeah.
Trash. Just figured
He was a Boeing engineer.
747?
Right.
They make those, yes.
Good.
We have James Michael Tate, not Taint.
Oh,
with
that's
an
a
N.
cousin.
T-I-A-T.
That's a cousin fucker name.
Yes, it is. He's also a truck driver.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Do with that what you will.
Fucking redneck.
Yeah.
And other identified men
I don't know what
took
that
I
part-
was.
don't know what this was.
means plural.
Okay.
Oh.
Men.
Got you.
I got that when you said
I thought you were telling us like to shut up.
No.
Like we were in
I
a
thought you
band
was-
or something.
I felt like I was just
Like
disrespected a really
As
nice
conductor of a
Yeah.
orchestra.
I feel like
He
I
was a
just,
conductor.
yeah, I just
Shut up.
respected a very nice, independent black woman. And she just said, shut up. That's what I felt like happened.
Right.
Maybe you did.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Damn.
What I do know is that these men
Did what?
participated
In? Don't say it.
horse pornography.
What does that mean?
They got
that a
boned
real-
by a horse.
That's a
the
real
men
thing.
did?
Yes.
What?
They would go out to a farm.
But did they put 3 hooves in their asshole?
No, they put a horse penis in their asshole.
I didn't know.
That's bigger than hooves.
Quite bigger. Bigger than Chuck's 3 fingers. Bigger than a hoof.
Much bigger.
And much bigger than these men could handle.
Oh, what happened? Did they die?
One of them did.
That should happen every time.
He would die from multiple injuries.
Oh, I'm sure his intestines had to be gone.
intestines, that's what you call getting beat the fuck out.
Yes. They would film all of this
Why?
to sell it, probably.
Right. On TikTok.
Isn't
No,
it illegal
this
to
isn't-
distribute that kind of content?
Yes, it is. This was in
Okay.
2005. So way
No
before
TikTok.
TikTok.
No TikTok.
Yeah.
So in
Still on
2005,
Vine.
these guys were getting absolutely...
about Vine. Shout out to Vine.
Shout out Vine.
They got straight butthole hammered.
By horsecock.
Yeah.
There's no cock like horsecock.
Like,
Send your asshole into shock.
that's fair.
Wow.
Thaddeus.
Spitting bars.
Call me Thaddeus.
No, that's got to be the horse's name.
I don't... It doesn't... The horse stayed anonymous for the case.
Oh, dude, that-
He asked to be... The horse asked to be anonymous during the case.
so it was Bojack.
Maybe. Damn. This
That's
is where
fucked
Bojack
up.
was before the show. Anyway, so the show, the if you want to call it that,
I'm disturbed.
was called Mr. Hands.
What?
I don't know why. That was a weird reaction to that title.
Well, first off, his Madden game that he's playing started talking to us as well.
Rich is playing Madden while I'm telling this story.
Not consistently whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just really holding the controller.
And then initiating
going on.
Sims sequences.
And something's happening, just so y'all know.
He just got sexy talked by his
If you
phone.
play Madden at random times,
Oh.
it'll just Simulate your shit.
So anyway, Kenneth Pinion specifically would end up dead. Mm-hmm. And because of the nature...
Are they all in wheelchairs?
Probably. I don't know. They're probably in prison. Because this is illegal.
Yeah.
Not only is it bestiality,
You know what's crazy about
distribution of bestiality porn.
That's the word I was looking for.
You know what's crazy about being a piece of shit in that way and going to prison? Like, it's no new information that if you're in prison,
you take cock.
Well, you'll get fucked up.
Well, here's the thing, right? They're in prison.
In regards to your crime,
they're in prison.
No one can dish out.
Penis.
No one can dish out horse cock to these guys.
No,
there's
they're
no
in prison.
They have no
horse
additional
penis,
punishment,
right? So the guy who's about to be behind this other guy just goes,
interesting.
hello.
Yeah, it's a game of telephone. It's passed around the booty hole.
Yeah.
3 fingers is not even a thought to these people.
No. It's 3 cocks.
That'd take 3 fingers.
No, it's more than that, dude.
Maybe. I'm not an expert in horse cock.
This is an exponential equation.
But you're taking us in the hole of
I'm telling you about the man who took the horse cock. I'm not going to give you the statistics and the ergonomics of
Okay,
a horse
so this
cock.
leads us down an entirely different rabbit hole.
Okay, how so?
Okay, what is the worst way you could possibly die?
Taking cock.
Taking cock by a horse is definitely one of them.
Technically
gotta be
speaking,
top
it's
2.
burning alive, but yes.
More than taking a horse cock to your asshole?
Causes more pain. Activates more pain receptors.
Possibly, but it's also going to be way quicker. As far as the pain.
Okay, so
Maybe.
Because, so what fire
let me
does is
ask.
it burns those pain
burns
receptors
rather
off.
be burned alive or fucked to death by a
Well,
horse in your
think-
asshole?
I'd rather be burned alive.
Thank you.
I would too.
Okay.
Because it's more than just the physical pain.
It's honor at
It's
that
the
point.
honor on you.
And
It's
my
the honor
kids.
on your family.
Yeah.
And the honor on your horse.
What? I was going to leave that out. But
On your horse.
shout out Mulan.
And I'm along.
But
Shout out Mulan.
God damn it, man.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So it's kind of a short hole.
Not for them, it's not.
It's not anymore.
Fucking deep.
It is
ass.
elongated hole.
The worst way to die. That's got to be it, right?
It has
Like
to be top 2.
the only worst way is if it's in midair, like you're falling out of the stratosphere and the horse is raping you.
It's top 2. Yeah,
That'd be a very specific circumstance.
That would.
I'm saying you have to really
That almost
create
sounds
a
like
certain.
you thought about that.
I just right now did. Sounds like the worst. Like I imagine it's Elon Musk, of course.
That sounds like the worst thing fucking possible.
Yeah, it's not great.
How would that work?
I don't know
We
how
don't know.
nimble
I don't
horses
really
are in the
want to
air.
think about all that.
I don't imagine very nimble.
I feel like
How
that's-
nimble are you in the air?
Not at all. And
And we figured out how to jump out of airplanes, so horses could probably figure out how to fuck you.
Probably. They figured out.
That's just logic.
The horse figured out how to do it to these guys.
Yeah.
Plural.
Holy shit.
How did
Holy-
that happen, by the way? Who was
It does not go into that much detail.
how
I could,
or who
if I wanted to, I could.
decided
Actually,
that
that's not true.
very first fuck?
These guys Aaron Hernandez themselves before Aaron Hernandez
They used
themselves.
hormones, but
What hormones?
But
the
why?
same hormones you would use for jerking a horse off to get its, breeding cum.
Yeah, that sounds like something you're familiar with.
Why do you know all this?
I'm not a fan of this
get
hole.
so
This hole's not my
confused
favorite.
Of why you know
I like the crab hole.
that you would jerk a
I
horse
like
off.
the fighting.
Have you
I
never-
like the fighting gorillas.
Have I never jerked a horse off?
You've never
No.
heard of breeding horses?
No, never.
I've
That's how you
I-
breed horses.
You just jerk a
never done that.
There's a machine, but you have to use pheromones.
Did you know
for
there
it.
was a machine?
Well, only for the professionals.
Only for the professionals.
The broke farmer's just out here with both hands.
No, he throws
Somebody out
he throws
there
his
like,
daughter
"Whose
out there.
man
He goes,
is
get some
this?"
practice in, woman.
So that's what the farmer's daughter knows.
Yeah. Rodney Atkins had it right.
Anyway, so that's Matt's hole, which is filled with more horses than it expected.
Yeah, but today it stunk.
Yeah.
That's awful, man.
Yeah.
Today it stunk.
I don't like this.
Today's Matt Hole stunk.
I would have rather talked
Let's talk
about
about-
gorillas and orangutans.
Cock
Well-
in your asshole? That is kind of relevant to Matt's hole, though.
It is. It is.
It does
Shout
make
out Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck.
Chuck.
And
Shout
that
out Kira.
and that bitch. Oh. That was bad timing.
That was the best time in the
thing,
world. That was the best shit ever.
Let's go ahead.
That bitch. Shout out Kira.
That 3-finger bitch.
Yeah.
But, Kira, that was unfortunate for you.
Kira, I swear that was just bad timing.
Shout out, Milo. You know how it goes sometimes,
Milo.
man.
That was
love
not
you.
planned at all.
Anyway.
Somehow that just
Let's go ahead and crawl out of Matt's hole.
worked.
Please. This one. I'm disgusted. I'm truly disgusted.
Truly disgusting.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So where are we at, Matt?
I am fucking disgusted.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided that we're not going to do exactly a great debate this episode.
Ooh.
We're going to play a game that a lot of us are familiar with. We're going to play Would You Rather.
Yeah. Now, the reason we're doing this
I'm not a
is...
fan of this game.
Yeah, well, you're going to be.
You ain't got no choice.
So this is the best way we thought we could rapid fire incorporate some holiday themed
Debates.
debatable topics.
Yeah. So, in a sense, it is a great debate, sort of. Ish.
Ish.
Kind of.
Right.
On the
Cusp.
cusp of a debate.
The cusp.
I like it.
Exactly.
Okay, so the first would you rather is, would you rather be a child or a grandparent during the holiday festivities?
Ooh.
That's not bad. That's not a bad start.
Man, I might have to think on that for a second.
I think
I think I have my answer, actually.
What's your answer, Matt?
I'd rather be the grandparent, honestly. I get to see the generations that came after me incredibly happy, joyful,
Sure.
all together.
and then die. Understood.
And then die happy.
Understood. I'm gonna be the
Grandparents
kid.
die after every holiday.
I'm gonna be the kid because I just want all them fucking presents and I want no responsibility.
It's wow, that is so true.
How much responsibility do you old people really have?
Enough.
Yeah,
They gotta get their ass wiped by
okay.
somebody.
So the real question is,
How is that really their responsibility?
we
though?
know what to expect
By
out of-
that logic, that's a baby's responsibility too.
Yeah, that's relevant.
so we know what to expect out of the kid court, right? That's where Rich is at.
That's where I'm at.
What kind of grandparents? There's the different kinds of grandparents. Like, are
Are
you
you a
gonna
piece
sit
of
there?
shit
Are
grandparent?
you gonna sit there and while the kids are enjoying, mom, dad, aunt, uncle make the food, you sit there and go, these kids don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're gonna fuck up my turkey. Is that?
My hand is dry.
Are you fucking Uncle Scrooge type
No,
grandparent?
I am.
Or are you the Saint Nick?
I'm the
you saying
grandparent that has been with the same woman since
Are you a fucking
you know
angel?
since I've been married to one woman, and
Doesn't make you perfect.
like we're happily married.
Oh, there you
all
go.
these kids
That's
are
better.
happy, and you know,
White picket fence,
white picket fence, you
freedom
know,
rings,
freedom
apocalypse
rings.
outside, but it's perfect. And
I have a blanket on my recliner
That you knitted?
that my wife knitted.
yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so I'm not looking forward to titanium hips
But
and
I get to-
arthritis.
I
So I'm
get
going to go
to
the kid
watch-
route as well.
I get to watch my kids
Agreed.
be happy with the fact that they got socks for the 5th year in a row
Yeah.
because I'm grandpa,
Or a
and they don't have a
tie.
choice.
I miss the kids table sometimes. So
Me too.
That's fair.
I want to eat fucking Rice Krispies and shit.
it's
for
the
dinner.
no responsibility. It's the blissful ignorance.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with
Which I guess if I was a grandparent, I could argue I'd have that too, because dementia and shit. But
Shout out to mention.
I think I'm just gonna take the
Shout out
safe bet
dementia.
here. Be a kid.
that. Be a kid.
I can
Be a
respect
man.
that.
Fuck
a
everything
man.
else.
Be a man.
Put
All
your
right.
money on the lines.
Next one. Okay. Would you rather have to eat exclusively your Thanksgiving food or Christmas food, depending
Done.
on where you go bigger, or never eat that food again?
Well, for me, this is easy as shit.
Because stuffing.
Yes. Because fucking Thanksgiving food.
So okay, hold on. Let's.
all day, every day. I'm
Are
good
we going
with.
strictly Thanksgiving or Christmas? Because I think we should differentiate the two. Because that'll
Okay.
change my answer.
I think you get to pick.
You
right?
pick one.
Yeah, you get to pick. So for me,
I
would
I-
exclusively
I would-
eat Thanksgiving
Yeah.
food.
So the question says Thanksgiving. I think in the spirit of where we are seasonality wise, pick the one you have your favorite food at.
Yeah.
So
Just fucking nasty ass green bean casserole.
I'm actually not
pervert.
going that route. I'm going with Christmas because it's tradition that we do fondue.
Ooh,
Oh, you do have that
you do. I
fondue
actually might see this
every
up.
day for the rest of your life. It's your only food you get to eat.
Yeah, but the cool thing about fondue is it's diverse.
fondue.
You can diversify it. You get the cheese, you get the bread, you can fry up a little bit of chicken or steak.
No, you don't get anything but the cheese.
I don't know how you do fondue.
No, fondue. It's fondue. You have
You know,
have
it
three
very
pots.
clearly
You have three
says
pots.
exclusively.
Yes.
So what you do
Yes.
exclusively with the fondue
But
is
fondue
just,
has 3 pots. Now listen, hear me out. You have 3 pots of fondue. You have the
Hear me out,
chocolate.
dude.
Hear me out, dude. You have the chocolate. You have the cheese, and you have Byron. You have the hot oil. The hot oil you fry all your meats in.
Cheese rice? Jesus Christ.
And Byron, and fondue. The hot oil you fry all your meats in.
Yeah.
We have
This is cheating.
all kinds of meat. We have all kinds of meat.
No, this is cheating. So
How?
No, you have to go with traditional foods. I know this is like a family tradition, so I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna strong army because that is definitely.
So
a
we're
loophole.
changing the rules because
no, we're not
I
changing
had a
the
good
rules.
answer.
We're saying because
The
you're
game was rigged
cheating.
from the start.
We're saying that's an
And-
acceptable answer, but we're saying put yourself in the everyday person that doesn't get fondue and get to cheat their way out of the
Yeah,
question.
who doesn't get fondue and gets to fucking
So it's gonna be-
fry up
it's-
chicken and steak
Fine.
and shrimp and shit with it.
Exclusively Thanksgiving then.
Thanksgiving
Yeah,
food.
that's what I'm going with. Exclusively.
I accept your
Thanksgiving
answer
shit.
for fondue, and then re-ask the question.
Okay. With that caveat, exclusively Thanksgiving because you
have a lot more options.
have a lot more options. Exactly.
So you are going to have the Thanksgiving food exclusively for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if
I
I could not have stuffing or turkey, I'd probably shoot myself.
Okay, so let me go down the list here of classic, exclusively to Thanksgiving foods.
Sure. Hit me.
Please do.
A turkey,
Yes.
Thank God. I can do all kinds of shit with that.
canned cranberry,
I don't fuck with that.
I don't have to eat it.
green bean casserole,
Love it.
Fuck that.
stuffing.
Love
Oh
it.
my God.
Am I
Gravy.
missing anything?
Gravy, mashed potatoes.
Gravy, mashed potatoes.
Mac and cheese?
I would say that's.
I don't know how traditional that really is, though.
I wouldn't say that's like exclusively a major thing. I think a lot of people do that as a big thing, but I don't think it's like
Yeah, I
A
guess
staple.
a staple of like. I don't think every house in America has that.
This is true.
I'd say 80% though.
I'd say 60%. I'd say more than.
I'd say closer to 50 to 60.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So if I go off that, I'm gonna go every other food, and I'll have a ham when Thanksgiving rolls around.
Trying to be smart.
You know what?
I don't like it.
I'll join you there because if I can't have
No, you already made your decision.
if I can't have tacos, I'm probably gonna get pissed.
I'm gonna have turkey tacos.
Tacos, pizza, Chinese food.
That's what I'm saying. I am a slut for crab rangoon, and if I can't have it, life ain't worth living.
Like Thanksgiving is amazing because of what it is.
Because that we only have it once a year.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna take a quick.
That is a loud piss. I'd like to mention, let's see what we are at time-wise. We are only at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Heck yeah, we're doing good, man.
That is
Because we're
a
getting ready to wrap up. I think
Record.
we're doing fantastic. Do 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 do.
You piss loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to mention, I feel super tall in your bathroom.
As you should.
Okay. Step stool built in the ground, buddy.
As you should.
All right, what's the next question?
Okay, so this I think is probably gonna be our last for the great debate section today.
Sure.
Would you rather be stuck untangling all the Christmas lights,
Damn it.
or be the only mall Santa
Like,
all season?
in our town, the entire...
Yeah, we'll go town. I mean, scale's not super important, but yeah, we'll call it the locale.
In all fairness, there really is one.
Okay, in a bigger town.
Bigger town.
How about we're dropping the center of...
Denver.
There it is.
Nice. At the same time.
I like it.
My new buddy. That's my friend. So you on untangle light duty,
Right.
or screaming ass kid smelling like a stinky hoe duty?
I'm gonna go with. God damn it.
Yeah, this is a sucks to suck one. Last one was pretty
this-
good either way.
I'm gonna go with Santa for me, just because I fucking hate lights. and I have to do them at my own house. So, fuck that. There's no fucking way I can do more lights than just my house. So I'm gonna go with Santa.
It's an interesting take.
Even though I'll probably regret the shit out of that later. Right now I'm going.
So wait, hold on. Reiterate the light situation. Like what? You're just there untangling lights, or
For them all.
For the entire fucking town.
For the mall. You are Mall Santa, and it's all the lights in the Denver Mall. 16th Street.
Yeah, Cherry Creek.
and Cherry Creek.
Both of them.
Both of
You work swing shifts.
Oh,
For both jobs.
listen,
For both jobs.
I'm-
You're an elf at one, Santa at the other.
Yeah. You're Mrs. Claus at one. Let's not get it twisted.
all right.
Approachable face.
Three
Approachable
fingers.
face. I'll throw this out there.
The fuck?
You gotta stop playing while we're recording. You're hitting something wrong.
Dude,
So
I'm
first
fucking
you
up
play
something.
music, and now you're playing video games.
This is fucked.
God damn it!
I was 4-0 when you guys got here. I'm 4-4 now.
He took an appropriate L since we got here.
God damn it!
What the fuck? This is bullshit.
Anyway,
Right.
y'all have seen me try to tie and untie bow ties,
Yeah, it's not great.
so I'm going Mall Santa.
Yeah, I can't do it at all.
I'm gonna go Mall Santa
I don't have the patience for the lights.
because I'm not interested in my fingers bleeding. And though people, especially in the holiday times in the public, can be very frustrating, people watching during those same times can be highly entertaining
Very much so.
at times.
True that.
Plus,
And people are
might-
happy to see you.
you might just see someone try to steal out of a Foot Locker. That'd be kind of funny.
That would.
That'd be.
That would.
Can I drink?
I'm not bringing you those J's anymore.
Naughty list, you slut. Anyway,
All right, man.
These were
That's-
Santa's talking, by
that-
the way.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Claus too.
Mrs. Claus, too.
Santa doesn't have sluts. He has ho-ho-hos.
That's a fact. Can confirm.
Da-doom-ch.
All right, so we are.
Man, what's
I think that's
that?
it for the great debate, guys.
That's it.
That's all I've got.
Is that it? That's it.
That's it.
Where are we at on the show, man?
Boy, you know what time
We got
it
to
is.
shout out.
I ain't got shit to shout out. I got to
right.
shout out Outta Left Court motherfucking Twitter page coming next week.
Coming down
By
the week.
next show, we'll have a shout out for you guys for a Twitter page for Outta
Official
Left Court.
page. Yep.
So we're not going to shout out our individual pages.
Yeah.
So next show, we will have a Outta
At
Left
Connor
Court.
left court.
There it is. He's the only
I
smart
shouted
one.
mine out earlier. However, and he did ask me to do this for him. Supposedly, Matty Cannonballs is going to have a Twitter. He's trying to run for mayor of Philadelphia.
Oh, god damn.
Who's he running against?
Are we getting unlimited cheesesteaks?
He's going to legalize eating ass.
Will Smith already does it.
Shout out Will Smith.
Shout out Will Smith.
Eating booty-o.
So, under the guise of...
Is that not a cereal? Bootios?
Yes, it is.
It's not an FYE.
So, that's,
Yeah, we're done.
shout out Matty Cannonballs. Hopefully he's off his bender, but who knows.
I just hope he's out of jail.
That'd be a
He's not
start.
in jail. He's running for mayor
That'd be a
of
start.
Philadelphia.
Did he not get arrested after that incident with the Philly?
No way.
He did. And guess who paid his bail?
Jesus.
Bryce Harper.
No, he did.
Yes, he
not.
did.
Fuck out of here.
He's a shoo-in. He's a shoo-in for mayor.
That's what I'm saying.
It's done.
Bryce Harper paid his bail, and
He's in there. Like swimwear.
yeah, like swimwear.
Facts.
So
So this show is brought to you by Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
Also brought to you today by
Wyoming.
Wyoming. 7-0 in basketball. Suck it, CSU. Bitch.
8
Beat that ass.
Is it 8-0?
It is 8-0.
That's right. We're curvier.
Brought to you by Wyoming.
Shout out. Oh, no. I don't want to do another shout out.
Nope, no shout outs.
No shout-outs.
We're done with shout outs.
I have one more shout out.
No.
Yes. Shout out Milo.
Shout out Milo.
Fucking shout out, mom.
Also brought to you by Najee Harris.
No. Shout out Ethan.
Shout out.
Shout out Ethan.
You know what Ethan said?
That's my boy.
You know what Ethan said to Kiara
I will
today?
shoot myself in the face.
No.
Something along those lines.
Nope. So there was a kid running around in class today, apparently.
With his middle fingers
Double
up.
middle fingers up, out.
Straight.
In the shape of pistols.
Yes.
Running around the classroom.
Ethan said you're something.
Ethan said he needs to put his shower toys away.
This little 5-year-old.
It's the greatest 5-year-old on earth.
It's the greatest.
We were debating and bringing him on the show, but
He's definitely.
we don't want to disrespect your kids in their own house.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'll adopt him immediately.
Yes. So
Shout out Ethan.
Shout out
Milo.
Ethan.
Shout out Ethan and Milo.
You're the reason we do this.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Shout out Mom, Pa.
I want to thank the Academy, etc.
Shout out Alec Baldwin, who didn't pull the trigger but still killed a woman with a gun.
Shout out Alec Baldwin.
Because guns kill people.
Because guns kill people.
Anyway, this has been Out of Left Court.
Get fucked.
Have a good night.
Get fucked.